Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome in to an NFL Draft live stream edition of the Wishbone ShotGun podcast, part of the Sports Insanity Network. We have a full crew. It's not just me, Tom, and Noah tonight. Also, Adam's at the draft, so that's
lucky.
Really
doing our on the ground reporting tonight. So
On the ground reporting.
I really hope he winds up jumping into Roger Goodell, but that's a whole nother conversation. But we have joining us tonight Lawrence Patchman Lang, Danny Boy Reginald, Dan Ryan, Allison Wiener, and Jeff Knapp. Everyone, happy Draftmas. Merry Draftmas.
Happy Draftmas.
It is the most wonderful time of the year.
The next 3 days are for me, I love the next 3 days. I rival it up there with the first weekend of March Madness. That's how much I love this weekend.
Really?
That's a high bar.
I like calling myself a nerd because I do love to watch college football and be like, ooh, this could be fun. And I spent months playing on draft simulators, and we're ready to go. Carolina's on the – wait, has Carolina officially been put on the clock or
no? Not yet.
Goodell's about to talk. So
Goodell right now, he's out there. Eric Stone Street's in Cheeks here.
Yeah.
So while Roger Goodell is going to talk, I'm going to talk over him because I think it's fun. We had big news today. Lamar Jackson got his new deal. 5 years, 200 and was it 60?
260.
260 and 185 guaranteed, which makes Lamar Jackson the new highest paid player in the NFL a week after Jalen Hurts became
the highest
paid player. Yeah.
I feel this is.
Say that again. Is it 12 years? Lamar Jackson?
Wait, what?
5 years. 5 years, 260.
260 and 185 of that is
Eddie Gardner from SNL talking.
All right. So
is that Chris Farley on the right?
No. Derek Stone Street, Modern Family.
Oh, it is? I love that dude.
From Modern Family?
I didn't recognize him with the hat on. He's so funny.
Yes, he is fun. I'm guessing he's a big.
This is unnecessary. Can we just get to this? Because this is already going to be.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
But
anyway. I think we know who the first pick's going to be. But
yeah, well, that's the thing. We did get the news earlier today that the Panthers are going to be picking Bryce Young with the first overall pick,
which was sort of expected.
Should be a surprise.
Yeah, I don't know what is with them.
No, we don't got time for this. No, we don't need Mahomes bringing up the damn trophy. Come on.
This is about 20 minutes of Monday Night Raw. The first 20 minutes right there.
Come on, you got to inflate the ego of Kansas City. Come on.
No, we don't need to
right.
anything.
See, Patch, I don't think this is an ego inflation. I just think it's the showmanship of Roger Goodell, which within itself, I think he's trying to make himself not get booed.
Wait.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to the real story. Not Mahomes bringing out the Lombardi.
Oh yeah, Lamar Jackson.
Lamar Jackson. Tom, your reaction to the deal?
We've been talking about it on the show for how long now? It's been like longer than the Aaron Rodgers saga. We're like, is Lamar going to stay in Baltimore? Which we kind of figured he would. We didn't know how much guaranteed money was going to be involved, and there was just so many questions. But I'm glad that he is going back to Baltimore because it's a good spot for him. And honestly, it seemed like nobody wanted to trade for him. We don't know if that was all true or not, but it looked like nobody was really chomping at the bit to go give him this big contract. I think he belongs in Baltimore, honestly.
I mean, to go off of that, Tom, I was the
Let the 2023 draft begin, guys. It's officially over.
Okay, so Carolina's on the clock.
On the clock. But Tom, you and Mike can attest this. I was the stern believer of I thought Lamar was gone. I thought he was out of there. I thought he was no, there's no way he goes back to this. He is ready to leave. He's ready to move on. And sure enough, they get the deal done. And I'm very surprised by this. Too much money, but what are you going to do?
But we can make that argument for any
7 years.
Can I ask the panel, does this change who's going to win the division next year for you? Do you think the Ravens are the favorite, or is it still the Bengals for sure?
I think it's still the Bengals, depending on how the rest of the offseason goes.
Yeah, we still
I
got
gotta
a whole
agree with
rest of
Noah.
Because I personally believe that I think Burrow is a better quarterback than Lamar. I think Bengals have the better wide receiving core, because you got to figure, unless Baltimore does something in this draft, it's only Odell. And is Odell going to be the same guy that he was?
When he was
I
with the
think you
Rams,
just said
when he
the
was with
key.
the Giants, I don't know about when his time with the Browns.
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like he could get injured again. Think of it.
They're going to need insurance for that. And, I've been teasing Moser, as most people know him as, because the Bills have been all in on DeAndre. Baltimore should just pull this trigger now if you're in on Hopkins, Odell, Bateman, Mark Andrews, and then you got J.K. Dobbins. The AFC's an arms race.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
So if you go and get another weapon, and by the way, they've changed offensive coordinators to a pass happy system with Todd Monken.
And like you said, Mike, the AFC is an arm race, because not only are those teams that were great last year still great. Oh, this big thing happened. The Jets got Aaron Rodgers. So
Which that does mean something. I mean, the Jets are going to compete a bit more.
And then you got to compete with the Chiefs. And then you got to compete still with the Bills. The Bengals are in your own division, and you know what they have offensively.
Pittsburgh might be better next year.
By the way, the team no one's talked about, Cleveland.
And here's
you're
the
right.
thing.
Nobody talks about Cleveland.
But here's the thing. And I know we hate the guy, but if Deshaun Watson returns to Houston Texans form, Cleveland's scary.
Right?
Oh.
They are so scary that Drew Carey might go back to Cleveland to say Cleveland rocks.
I don't know why you just remind me daytime television Drew Carey. Rest in peace to Jerry Springer also.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, you know what? In honor of Jerry, I'll do it once. Jerry.
He did an interview not that long ago, maybe like in the last year or two, and it was I forget who he talked to, but he was saying when he first came to America, his parents still dressed him up as the English schoolboy, because that's how he dressed when he was in England. And his first few weeks, I think he was either living in Queens or the Bronx, and they said he said he got the snot beat out of him every day until his mother finally broke down and let him buy I think it was a Yankee. I mean, it could have been a Mets. No, the Mets. Yeah, it was definitely a Yankee jersey, because when he moved here, I don't think the Mets were a team yet. And so he finally bought a Yankees T-shirt or something like that, and he wore that thing to school all the time. They finally eased up on picking on him, because at least he was dressing more American than the British way. That's why. And then started his love for sports.
Yeah, and I think wasn't he also a Bengals fan? I think he had roots in Cincinnati.
He became the mayor of Cincinnati.
Yeah, because he was the mayor until he messed up.
And then he ran his show.
Mm-hmm.
And if you've never seen the Jerry Springer show, you missed out.
Yep. Oh, that was such a good show. Beating Oprah in the ratings too.
Nowadays they have the Maury guy, who's also very good, but Jerry was number one. He was the icon.
Maury's retired too.
From work.
Oh, Maury did retire. I did not know that.
Oh, the Maury Corbett show. You are not the father was one of the greatest lines ever.
Yeah, right.
Well, now there's still Steve Wilkos. There's Karamo Brown. I don't know how he's doing one of those.
I don't know. People outside of Maury and Jerry Springer.
I think Steve Wilkos. Oh, Brett Beatty, big fly ball center field. It's out of here. Brett Beatty, Brett the Met. Sorry about that.
You know what? Side piece. Tom and I went to the game the other night.
We did, and we lost, but it was a great time.
Yeah. I mean, we got a lot of sports going on tonight. You got the draft. You got
Oh yeah, tell me about it.
You got NHL playoffs. Sorry, Mike. Looks like Jersey's gonna take this one.
They're up 1-0, correct?
There's an NBA playoff game on tonight as well. I think Hawks, Celtics.
Celtics. Leafs, Lightning.
Congrats to the Knicks.
The Knicks advanced in the NBA playoffs last night. I wish ESPN's Gamecast was working for hockey.
It tends to break ESPN Gamecast, I've noticed.
Who would have thought in 2023 the Knicks would win a playoff series?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
And not just
2023, the Knicks would still exist.
And not just win a playoff series, Patchy, dominate the playoff series.
And Cleveland is no slouch. That's a young, talented team, Cleveland. I was scared of them the whole time.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Tom. They have Donovan Mitchell, right? They made a trade for him.
Yes. They have Donovan Mitchell. They gave up a lot for him, and they're probably feeling a little sour that they just lost to the team that didn't give up a lot of stuff.
But I mean, you've got a young guy that can be your core for years to come.
Yeah, and they have a fantastic team. So Cleveland, I do feel bad for you because you have a great team, but you ran into the Knicks, who have been unstoppable.
Back to the draft, coach. I've got 3:30 left on the Carolina Panthers for their first pick.
Is the pick officially in?
I got four.
It's not in yet.
I got 4:10 left.
Okay, so all of us are a little bit.
Everyone's going to be different, but once someone has the
Panthers pick is in.
Pick is in.
Pick is
in.
Here we go.
Wow.
So once Goodell makes the announcement, we will break down each pick. But now, I think right now we're all consensus. It's Bryce Young.
Yeah. That's been all the reports all day is that Carolina is going to select Bryce Young with their first.
Just imagine CJ Stroud.
I was thinking it could be Stroud as the first draft pick.
Listen,
imagine, I still think it could be Anthony Richardson.
At number one.
It's going to be a cold tonight, but we'll see.
Mel Kiper thought he should go number 2.
If it's Richardson, we're going to need a couple. I'm going to need a couple of minutes.
I didn't realize he only played 13 starts in college. I didn't realize that until today. I didn't pay that close attention to him.
Yeah,
I think he had some games where he looked like he really was the best prospect, like quarterback prospect. And it's. I think he's you have to take him on. I think as a project, kind of like Malik Willis. So like the Raiders, I think are in that position. I don't think it's going to happen, but like they could use a project. They have Jimmy G for the meantime, and see what's cooking on your bench for a little. Stick him there for a little bit, right? It's not a horrible idea. So somebody might do it.
I mean, the other part is the team would be the Titans.
Yeah,
Tannehill's going to play out the rest of this year. You can do whatever you want with him next year. They've reportedly lost faith in Malik Willis, which I kind of find funny because he went to Liberty and lost faith. That's a whole nother story. But if you've lost faith there, that means you're going to need a guy for post Ryan Tannehill. So, so that could be Richardson.
But assuming it is Bryce Young,
it is Bryce
finally
Young.
His moment. It hasn't said it yet. But it's finally his moment. I think we've been for a couple years.
I see Goodell walking on Thomas.
All right, here we go.
Carolina Panthers select Bryce Young.
It's Bryce Young.
Oh, wow.
Bryce Young, the quarterback out of Alabama, goes number 1. Okay. All right. There we go.
Him. He deserves it.
Yeah.
I think it was either him or Stroud as the first overall pick. But I mean, Bryce Young, he is the quarterback that's ready to go. He could play. And
I think I saw Nick Saban. I think I saw Nick Saban smiling.
No, that does not happen.
That does not happen, Patchy. You liar. You liar, Patchy.
I have rewind. I can look.
I have rewind.
I can look at this.
So now the fun really begins tonight because nobody knows what's going down except unless it leaked on Twitter already. So stay away. Nobody knows what's going to happen now.
I hope Houston does the right thing and takes a quarterback for their first pick.
Okay.
It got to be Stroud.
Let's get into this because now it's
Houston.
There's a theory. There's a theory that maybe the Texans will trade with the Cardinals their second first-round pick and
go from 12 to 3.
Yeah, and take Will Anderson with the third
pieces of the puzzle.
That would be tremendous.
Other than quarterbacks, the two big names are, of course, Will Anderson and Jalen Carter.
Or Tyree Wilson.
Or Tyree Wilson.
Tyree Wilson, I'm going to make a prediction again. He's going to the Falcons, I think. I really think that.
So I was talking to somebody earlier. Is there any way Jalen Carter, with the negative stuff he's gotten about coming up, is there any way he falls out of the top 10?
No.
His talent is too good for him.
Because eventually he's going to be best player available for these people on the board, and they're going to be like, wait a minute, I can just take Jalen Carter, like the Seahawks or someone like that. Are going to see him and be like, yeah, we want him. You know?
Tom, that's the perfect team because
I agree. I made one mock.
Bryce Young, highest drafted quarterback in the common era from Alabama.
Wow.
All common era. So
hopefully he does better than most Alabama quarterbacks because they haven't been
the only great Alabama quarterback. This is not were Namath and Tua.
Yeah, and now Hurts. I mean,
now Hurts, but he transferred to Oklahoma.
Yeah, true.
The time period of how much we talk about things, and after that,
so there's that too.
He's taught me a lot.
If I'm the Texans, I think I would go defense here.
Really, you pass on Stroud?
Will Anderson right now?
If you're not confident enough in CJ Stroud, then you can't take it.
The Panthers. There's also the other two quarterbacks that are also hot.
Listen, Will Levis will star in a commercial for Levi jeans. There's no doubt about that. But he
Levis Levi's.
Ben Roethlisberger.
So, do you think you could do like a take Will Anderson at 2, and then maybe if you think Levis is still available at 12?
Pick is in.
Pick is in. Here we go.
All right, I'm gonna guess Will Anderson is going.
I'm guessing CJ Stroud.
I'm gonna go with a quarterback here.
What would you describe the way that Bryce
after the pick,
trade.
I'll tell you guys what I would think about doing.
Davis Mills is really rooting for Will Anderson right now.
Yeah. He definitely is.
Davis Mills is looking into what mill he can go back to. That's really what this is.
I mean,
All right, so we're waiting on Goodell to announce the pick of the
Texans will probably announce within a minute, so here we go.
Come on, Roger. We don't got all night.
So that means that the Cardinals will probably be picking at 3. They didn't decide to trade or anything.
Yeah.
No if trade. If the Cardinals really wanted Will Anderson, maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it is a quarterback because maybe they realized they didn't need to do anything.
He's a point guard playing football, and you look at the spatial awareness and what you see from Steph Curry. He just kind of has an instinct to be able
I'm hearing stuff about Steph Curry
on Channel 7, or at least on ESPN.
Okay, I'm making sure I heard something about Steph Curry being said was right.
Are you watching the NFL Network feed?
No, I don't have a real feed, so I'm going off based on Saturday.
Yeah, I don't either
my
because
TV
I have
will switch between ESPN feed and the Mets.
Yeah, I'm really going off Tom's screen because I'm
on Twitter right now, but all I have is the screen, and they have a live draft, just a social draft up.
Yes, there is something on YouTube.
So.
Oh, there's something on YouTube as well.
I think there's a live feed on YouTube.
But they don't go to the pick itself. They stay on the guys.
Oh, do they? Okay.
All right,
yeah.
So that's interesting.
As we continue waiting on the Texans pick that's in, new coach for the Texans, D'Amico Ryans, Dan's long lost cousin.
I mean, here's the thing, Mike. To go off of that, it could be Will Anderson, D'Amico Ryans, defensive minded coach.
That's what I thought about.
That's kind of my guess here. Just take the big defensive giant. Davis Mills hasn't been. I mean, he hasn't been amazing, but he hasn't been bad enough for me to want to pick one here at 2. But then again, they got so many picks.
There's one other option that I'll get to after the pick that I would at least consider thinking about, and I'm crazy.
Is it wide receiver?
No. I'm talking about for the quarterback position.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking
because I think
out.
Texans are going receiver later on in this draft. Now, I think they are.
That's probably going to be their second pick in the first round.
Yeah,
because they don't really have anybody.
Yeah, they traded Brandon Cooks to the Cowboys. Yeah.
This feels sad though with the Texans.
If you want to just take your quarterback now, that's fine with me too. Honestly, it's fine. If you really don't think Mills is your guy, do it. But you're picking at 2. I mean, the Jets just took a quarterback at 2, and look how that worked out.
All right.
By the way, I sent a photo in our group chat. I'm saving, smiling.
Hold on, here it is.
Have made their choice. Commissioner is on his way.
Wow.
Smart choice. They did not play stupid.
NFL draft. The Houston Texans select C.J. Stroud.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. So the whole talk of not going quarterback,
It's over.
unless they were concerned about the Titans or Colts moving up and getting Stroud at 3, which there were reports of the Titans at least.
So wow, this is fine. Like I said just a few minutes ago, I'm okay with taking the quarterback here. If you really didn't want Mills, which hey, it's okay to not be in on Davis Mills. CJ Stroud is going to have a bigger ceiling for sure.
And the thing I was thinking of is like teased it. What's to stop a team like the Texans if they want Will Anderson or Jalen Carter or Tyree Wilson here from potentially calling the Niners about a Trey Lance trade?
That's a great question.
Because D'Amico Ryans had him in San Francisco. We know how well Brock Purdy played last year. He played Purdy well. So there was that kind of thought, too, that crossed my mind. But the Texans go with Stroud. I'm not going to dispute it. I thought C.J. Stroud was great at Ohio State.
Yeah, and you know what? A lot of people are like, oh, don't take the Ohio State quarterback. That's a jinxy thing. You don't know who's going to come through there. You can fix any of these prospects. Without a doubt.
Yeah, if you've got the right coaches in place.
Which they hope they do.
Right.
Okay.
I just hope we're not back here in 2 years for the Texans doing this over again. It's getting a little old for them.
Yeah.
Like, you're investing a second overall pick. You hopefully get your guy.
Okay. Sorry about that.
So, that's something.
CJ Stroud. I'm surprised. No surprise for me.
Yep. So Cardinals
now the
Arizona
fun really
for
begins.
Anderson.
Yep. So now we got the 2 quarterbacks off the board. Now the fun is beginning. We got the Cardinals on the clock.
Is on his way to the NFL.
You know
They're
what?
going to take deep.
Rancho Cucamonga. Allison, you know who's from Rancho Cucamonga, right?
I should know, but I don't know.
Oh, the Bucks.
The Young Bucks.
Oh my
The
gosh.
Bucks.
How did I
Cucamonga.
forget?
They're
It's
also
like,
from
I know, but I
Tampa Bay.
don't remember.
Yes.
All right. So,
Did you guys see AEW last night, though?
Yeah.
okay,
I
we're
haven't yet.
sidetracking.
I haven't sidetracking. We're sidetracking too much.
Yeah, but we'll talk about it tomorrow night.
that was a fantastic tease.
Yes.
Check out the Face Turn podcast on the Sports Insanity Network.
There
where
you
get
go.
your podcast from.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was phenomenal. I can't sit here and say that was not phenomenal. All right. 2 picks down. We got 2 quarterbacks off the board. We're on to the Cardinals.
Is it Will Anderson
And they
time or
still
Jalen
have
Carter
time
time?
to trade.
I
Or
would
they
trade. Accumulate more picks.
Yeah.
You're not
Not a
going
bad
to be
idea.
You're not going to be good this year regardless because Kyler, who knows when Kyler's coming back.
You're not going to have D-Hop anymore. You're going to trade D-Hop.
We've heard the D-Hop stuff.
Your defense is kind of Buda Baker wants to trade.
Yeah, the Buddhist wants a trade. Whoever saw that coming.
Wow.
Do you think the Seahawks could trade up and skip the Colts for a quarterback, even though
No, they gave Geno Smith a 3-year deal. They're not
they
taking
did?
it.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
See,
I thought about
so well
Seahawks
for
and
the
quarterback
Seahawks.
for a while, but I kind of lean that they won't.
I
Maybe
think
later
the
round?
team to watch here is the Titans.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
Oh,
fine.
yeah.
That's the one who's
but
been
yeah,
rumored most of the
as
day.
far as the Seahawks go, if you give a quarterback a 3-year deal worth $100 million, you're committed to winning with him.
and
But
you can
it's
take
not-
a
it's not
quarterback
terrible.
later
It's
too.
not a terrible idea though if they want to go quarterback.
No, Hendon Hooker could go later in the first round or even into the second round.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Gino. Yeah, you're committed now to him. But you don't know what Gino Smith's going to be like in 2 years.
You gotta remember though, and Hendon Hooker is 25 years old already, so like he needs to like go now.
You think Hendon Hooker is going to get drafted tonight with all these quarterbacks?
He could.
I think if someone sneaks back into the first round, definitely could.
Yeah, I could see it.
All right, Cardinals taking a lot of their time. We're already down to 1:45
All right,
left.
someone's on the phone.
Yeah, someone's on the phone, I think,
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel like there's gonna be a trade right here.
So,
A trade.
fingers crossed, fun stuff, trade calls.
Where's Shefty when you need him?
He's getting shefty.
And if it's I'll be happy if it's the Texans moving up and taking Anderson, just because it'll take some headlines away from the Cowboys. And anything that takes away from the Cowboys,
Facts.
love it.
Facts, Jeff.
Unless it's the Eagles, then I'll.
Wait a second. Noah's got a face.
Hold on a second. Are we allowed to?
Okay. Okay. I'm breaking news of a trade now. Arizona Cardinals have traded the number 3 overall pick, according to Adam Schefter, to the Texans.
There you go.
Okay.
You just called it. Who called that? Jeff? Good job.
Jeff,
Nice.
I'm out of here.
So Texans go up to they have 2 and 3.
So this is Anderson or Tyree Wilson. I don't.
Or
think
Jalen
It's gotta be Anderson.
You know, I could see any of those 3, but I think it's going to be Anderson. I feel like I've had a vision of him being
And
a
the pick
Texan
is
this whole
in.
time.
Well, if this is not against Noah because I get if you're trading up to 3, you know who you're taking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know they have to give it in and put the thing on the board, but
Yeah.
But
Like,
yeah, if we see
like-
trades
like,
like
I don't-
that, you can whoever sees it first can go ahead and break it.
just
trades
Not
go
the
ahead and
picks.
trades go ahead and like say like, oh, breaking news, got to trade.
Oh, look
But yeah,
at,
any
look at
picks
the
just
war room. The war room is going crazy.
And it's
I
in. The
bet.
pick is in
Big
already.
pick is it. Pick is it. Here we go.
I think we all
come on,
agree.
Raj.
How aggressive are the Houston Texans? Like this is
I love it.
love it.
This
I
is
love it.
This is
Great.
incredible.
They're gonna get the top defensive player and one of the top 2 quarterbacks.
Some of a universal title. Come on,
Do we know anything about the compensation yet? That might be asking a
I'm
lot.
gonna hang out on Twitter just to see what it is.
I'm scouting around too. They're not.
Yeah.
I
I'm
want
looking-
to
I'm
see
looking
what
through-
the market's like tonight.
I'm looking through Twitter. I don't see anything on yet
Nothing
about
yet. I'm
what
gonna
the-
presume 12 is involved.
Yeah.
Maybe 33.
So Cardinals will be at 12 later tonight, most likely. And then next year, maybe a lot of stuff.
But you know what? I was going to say that I think Todd thought that there would be a move here, but maybe not with the Texans. You know, I might still be here. That's what I thought. This scenario.
Yeah,
I love the
I'm
long
gonna
pause
say
between the
Anderson.
pick is in and the Goodell getting to the
Yeah,
stage.
Goodell getting there.
All right, we're waiting on Roger. Who?
Coming
there's
out.
Coaching on my screen.
Here we go. Roger Dell's coming out.
All right, Raj, what do you got for
Tom,
us?
turn your TV up.
Turn it up.
Yeah, turn your TV up so we can hear it.
The commissioner out now, we would assume the Texans would go defense, but he was commissioner.
The third pick in the 2023 NFL Draft.
The Arizona Cardinals have traded the third pick.
Will Anderson Jr.
Texas take Will
Wow.
Anderson.
Wow.
There we go.
Massive dub for the
Like
Texans.
guys, I have the compensation. The
Ooh.
Texans have traded pick 12, 33, a first next year, and a third rounder next year for pick 3 and 105 from the Cardinals.
Oh.
Massive
Wow.
deal for the Cardinals.
Wow.
So the Texans had 2 next year because of the 2 ones
Because of the
next
Watson
year
trade.
because
Yeah,
of the Watson deal.
They trade one of those to move up to 3.
Plus 33. I love it.
So now the Cardinals have picked 12. They have 33 next year's first and a 2024 third.
Now it's a massive haul
That's
for
a-
the Cardinals.
Yes, it is.
That is a massive haul for the Cardinals.
For a team that's trying to rebuild again.
I mean,
it's a
Mike,
big-
I don't know about you, but you were saying earlier. I mean, this might be, as far as right now, this is a win-win for both Cardinals and Texans.
Yeah.
Agree. I got a weird feeling though with next year, with the Cardinals being the way it is, they could get the first draft pick for 2024.
Which would be, I mean, obviously that's going to be the Caleb Williams sweepstakes.
And Drake May,
Yeah, Drake May.
North Carolina. So
So We have to
The
talk about
Cardinals aren't going to be in the
Indianapolis.
quarterback business because of Kyler contract, but
Man,
other
I mean,
things.
holy crap! If you are the Houston Texans fan, you are happy.
Have a
right
night,
now.
D'Amico Ryans.
Yeah, seriously. Will
And Nick
Anderson
Caserio.
and CJ Stroud on the same team, the same draft, back-to-back picks. All right, so now we have the Colts on the clock.
Quarterback time.
I think
This
this
has
is
to be
Anthony.
Quarterback number 3.
Yeah.
I think it's Will Levis time, to be honest. You're right.
You
I
know
can agree
what?
with you on that.
Because of who Shane Steichen is, and he was the Eagles OC last year, give me Richardson.
Ooh.
Give me
Yeah.
Anthony Richardson in the Jalen Hurts system.
Yeah, I think you gotta go.
I think that's the route.
I think that is the route too, because Colts, if you don't like Richardson right now, you can. Do they still have Matt Ryan, or is he gone?
He's gone, but they did start Gardner Minshew.
They have Gardner Minshew. You could start him for a year.
I mean, there's always a veteran who will either get cut or traded that you can be in on.
Yeah.
100%.
Gardner Minshew, no offense, isn't really as good as well.
I mean, I think he's he's like one of the best backups to have as the starter. I don't know. We haven't really been able to see a full. The Jaguars benched him because they were afraid they might win a game with him.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that we are always like he should get a chance, but he never does.
Yeah. Like I wanted him to be the Jets backup last year instead of Joe Flacco. Wouldn't you rather have Gardner Minshew out there, especially when a guy like Zach Wilson's on the decline? Like, let's try to find somebody else.
Especially when he looks like Uncle Rico from a Napoleon Dynamite, too. Like, that's the best.
Hey, now with the Aaron Rodgers trade, does that mean Zach Wilson's going to be backup and Flacco?
I think the plan is Wilson to be the backup. Yeah.
Wilson's going to be the backup.
Pick is in. Pick is in.
Oh, pick is in.
Quarterback.
No teams want Zach Wilson, so he's staying in New York.
Yeah, and I think the Jets will either go in with 2 quarterbacks or they might draft a guy in like the 7th round as the 3rd.
I wouldn't even do that. What's wrong with Wilson? In a bad year too.
I think they might go with. They're probably going to go with 2 QBs, but they might go with 3. Honestly,
Dan. The problem with Zach Wilson, he's a whiny baby.
No, he's not.
True.
He complained once.
Here's the problem.
He had an immature moment.
He was drafted number 2, and when you're a top pick, you're supposed to perform right away. And he couldn't live up to it. And hold on, he couldn't live up to it in New York. He needed a veteran to back him up, not a Mike White.
Yeah, which I do agree. Joe Flacco was probably the right move.
But why are we so quick to get rid of him when we can just continue to develop him? However you do it.
I don't know, Dan. Just for me, after he had that moment of he threw his defense on the bus and just said, "No, I didn't do anything wrong." I was like, "Okay, dude, I'm be done with you. I'd be done. I would not want him on the team."
But his teammates forgive him. They don't mind him being there.
How important this moment is for your family.
And it's just really a full circle moment, friends. We're so proud of Bill because he's worked so hard and we've worked so hard for everything.
All right, we're waiting for Goodell to announce the Colts pick.
Picks in, but no Goodell yet.
Congratulations. Let's go to Sam Ponder. Nick Saban's up there with you. What a family, Laura. Coach, I was
They are
watching
family. I'm hearing about a family now.
Oh, Wilson's mom, dad, and his, I think, 5 sisters were all there, and they were talking to them.
They're showing Anthony Richardson a lot right now. Maybe it's going to be him now. I'm still thinking Levis. I think it's going to be Levis.
So we wait.
I love it.
Congratulations, Coach.
A lot of times on Jeopardy.
At this point, we just should keep Roger out there and just hand him the call.
There we go.
Right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Colts.
Congratulations, Coach. What a night, and it's just getting started.
Whoa.
It's Richardson.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Ooh.
You guys are right.
Fourth pick in the 2023 NFL Draft. Indianapolis Colts select
Anthony Richardson.
Oh, it's Richardson. I hear it now.
I mean, high upside quarterback just needs a lot of developing.
Yep.
But again, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
And this system, Jalen Hurts.
Yeah, I know.
So now you have to surround him with talent. Now I'm just thinking about the backfield of Anthony Richardson and Jonathan Taylor and just salivating at that, but that's a whole nother conversation.
That is really good.
We've seen him and followed him on this. What's his QB1 beyond the line?
I guess the Seahawks being their
Three
big-
quarterbacks have gone in the top
quarterbacks
four.
go.
Wow.
Wow.
QB year again.
Of North Carolina.
Will Levis is left alone.
Eh, he'll go somewhere. I mean, I know probably with Seattle and Detroit, they're definitely not picking a quarterback.
Listen,
His next chance is the Raiders.
Pete Carroll. I'm talking directly to you through the live stream, Pete Carroll. Just take Jalen Carter.
Yeah, take
Just
Jalen.
Agreed.
If you want Tyree Wilson, I'm okay with that too. But I would take Jalen Carter.
Yeah, I think Jalen Carter's got to be the guy.
You want to play against Christian McCaffrey and the Niners twice a year? You need the best defensive player, and that's Jalen Carter.
I just thought of this, man. I just forgot about this. Man, Houston now has their successor to JJ Watt.
And they're hoping they're a successor to Deshaun Watson.
To Deshaun Watson, yeah.
Wait, who?
Yeah.
That's a great point, Allison. To the guy they tried to help cover some stuff up.
That's why I said who. I'm like, who? What?
Who, what, when, where, why, and how. But so we
I think Seattle's got to be a top contender to trade the pick, right?
wait, repeat what you just said.
Do you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I think Seattle's got to be a top contender to trade the pick, right?
If there's a good offer, you
Possible,
could.
but who?
Who's coming up for a quarterback?
I mean, the Texans really, because Detroit would be next. Raiders don't. I don't think the Raiders need one. The
But didn't they get rid of Carr?
Falcons, the Bears, the Eagles. Green Bay, do they believe in Jordan Love enough to take?
That's another thing
move
too.
up and take maybe Will Levis if they trade. If they don't, I think the Seahawks are taking Jalen Carter. And if they don't, I think then there's more than meets the eye to his situation. Maybe they're just a little scared of what could potentially happen. Because he's not off the hook for anything as far as I know.
All right. Seattle is still on the clock.
They're probably having a fun discussion.
I imagine they're getting some calls.
Yeah, right.
Either that or they're waiting to get Goodell on the phone to tell him who it is.
Goodell, get off your.
I want to know how this process works.
I know.
That is a good question.
I think that was the only good thing about the COVID draft is that he couldn't go anywhere. He just sat in his living room.
He just stood there.
You know what? Tom's got the bet game on right now, and the pitch clock totally works. We need I know there's a time limit on how long this takes, but let's lessen it a little bit.
You notice that for the draft, I can watch 90% of this Mets game because the draft is a slow night. Like it has its highs,
the first round,
a lot
they
of
make
waiting.
it a show.
Yeah, like that's why it's good to do these live streams. There's a lot of time to talk.
Oh yeah, a lot of time to talk.
I mean, we're gonna go to what 11:30 usually we go to.
Yeah,
It'll be later.
We usually pass out, but you know. Also, my team's terrible. We're usually picked by now, so.
All right.
Someone might be right with this because
what about
Seattle's taking so long. There's got to be a trade.
If Seattle State, someone could be moving up. I don't know.
Someone
don't
could
know.
be moving up.
We're waiting on Schefter, Rappaport, Shams to break this deal. Someone.
Shams.
Did you guys just hear the interview with Anthony Richardson's mom?
No.
They're not.
No.
She was I can't tell if they said she was still going to school, but she's working 3 jobs to make sure he could get into college. That's awesome.
Wow.
Oh my
That's
goodness.
very cool.
Tell your mother you love her,
I'm drained
guys.
at the end of 1 job. I don't know, 3. I was like, ugh.
Mother's Day's coming up in about 2 weeks.
Yeah, make sure
Yeah,
you.
everyone wish your mother a happy Mother's Day.
Oh yeah.
Even
All
though
right,
they
we're
could
still-
drive you crazy.
We are still waiting on Seattle. They're at 1:38 right now.
Either going to be another last minute trade, or I mean, I guess I would trade if I were them after seeing that.
Maybe
ball the
maybe they
Cardinals
maybe
just
they have
got.
maybe they have 2 guys that they just really can't decide between.
Imagine
Or
it's
they
Tennessee
Rock,
have
paper,
been, and we're
scissors.
just waiting for the NFL to get a hold
Yeah.
of it.
But what are some teams you think realistically should trade up tonight? Like that really should. Can you think of any off the top of your head?
What are you talking about specifically for a quarterback or in general?
In general, like they're kind of far back. They should probably move up, snipe some. But it's more of a situational thing in the draft.
I thought Philly would be one if they
I
go
would
because
think Tennessee.
they have their late first round pick and then they also
They
have
also
10
have
from the
10.
Saints. So you could have moved
Wait,
up and then
pick
like
is in?
pick is in. Pick is in.
There we go.
Yeah, no
All right,
trade.
so-
Seattle.
Wow.
Seahawks are
I would think
actually
Jalen
making
Carter's time now.
I would hope. I would think.
This was a long one.
While we wait on this, Tom, to answer your question, I think the Titans can move up for a quarterback unless one's going to fall into their lap.
I was gonna say for quarterback, if the Titans want Will Levis and they, I think they can get him at 11. Maybe they want somebody else till later on. You might have to trade up at that point.
Here's the thing. This is what I thought about too. If you're talking about maybe going back into the first round so you can get the 5th-year option, honestly, who's better than the local boy, Hendon Hooker?
Hendon Hooker, I think, is getting drafted tonight. I've been thinking it all night, honestly.
The other one, the Vikings.
Yeah.
Oh, good point.
You
But
gotta
you know,
think-
I always say if you have a guy like Hendon Hooker who's been really good at Tennessee, the city's already going to know who he is.
Yeah, so I think the Vikings. If this is only if the player falls, but if a player you love is falling, you've got to move up. You
Yeah.
can't just sit and wait.
Right.
Like a dream scenario for me, honestly, would be if one of the tight ends start to fall, and the Bengals who are sitting at 27 are like, "Are we in on this?" And they make a play for one of the tight ends because that offense with Chase, Higgins, Mixon, Boyd, add a great tight end, whether it's Mayer or Kincaid. Oh, that offense.
That's an offense rivaling the KC offense.
Right, exactly. And that's who you got to be better than.
All right, so now we're just waiting for the pick to be announced for the Seahawks.
You think Pete Carroll, when he meets this player, whether that's tomorrow or Saturday, is going to take his shirt off like he did when he met up with DK Metcalf when they drafted him?
I don't know, but the Seattle fans got a nice section. They're really grooving right now. Gotta say, the 12th man, they know how to get down.
All right.
Roger.
Roger's
Moment
here.
of truth.
Roger's here. Here we go.
Or could it be Tyree Wilson?
Hold on.
The 2023 NFL Draft, the Seattle Seahawks
Oh,
select
wow.
Devin Witherspoon.
Ooh, interesting.
Wow.
Devin Witherspoon out of Illinois. Okay.
There's some good corners in this draft too, like Christian Gonzalez. We haven't talked about it. They just,
Air Witherspoon up with Tariq Woolen, who was up for Defensive Rookie of the Year last year.
I had Witherspoon
I
and
don't hate
Gonzalez as
him.
the 2 best defensive backs going.
I
didn't see him going either.
I don't necessarily hate it.
I don't hate it either.
I would have
That
won
is-
Jalen Carter myself, but okay.
I see what you're doing, Seahawks. I see what you're doing.
We're trying to recreate the LOB, the Legion of Boom.
They really are. I mean, wow. That is the big surprise. I did not expect them to go corner.
Because I would have picked Devin Witherspoon to go here to Detroit now.
Yeah, because you replaced Jeff Okuda.
You would replace Okuda. Now, they can go a number of ways.
I mean, Oh
Now-
my God!
Now you can put Jalen Carter next to Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson and Jalen Carter on the same line.
That would be interesting, and that could make Detroit a playoff potential.
I'm telling you right now, Detroit's the favorite to win the NFC North for me.
Really?
Yes. Packers aren't going to be the same. The Bears aren't there yet. I don't buy the Vikings. After what I saw them collapse last year, I don't buy the Vikings.
Why they collapsed on the Giants? Let's put it this way. What?
I think the Lions are my favorite to win the NFC North.
And they
Don't
finished
tell my
the
dad
best out
that.
of all
Do not tell
They
my
did.
father that. He probably got pissed off at me after the Giants beat the Vikings in the playoffs earlier this year.
If the Lions, for some reason, don't take Jalen Carter, then I think the Falcons would be next in line, right? They kind of need a little bit of everything. Because I firmly believe Oakland is either, I don't think they need a defensive lineman right now. They either need offensive
They're
lineman.
Vegas. They're not Oakland.
Vegas.
They're-
Oh my goodness. How
All right,
old-
so-
You know what, Tom? I know that they're the same team.
All right, so now we've got Detroit Lions on the clock.
Hmm.
What else is there?
Has to be defense because it was an atrocity last year watching them play defense.
It was really,
Yeah.
really bad.
That's why I think it's Jalen Carter time, unless
I wouldn't be shocked if Tyree Wilson could get picked too.
You could put him opposite Aiden Hutchinson.
Do you go?
Well, if
Do you go Bijan?
See, I did a mock for the website, and this isn't just me manifesting this. Them taking with their second first at 18, because this is their first. Technically, this is their first they got from the Rams and the Stafford deal.
And the
because
Stafford
the
deal.
Rams were putrid last year.
They got so lucky with that.
By the way, the Seahawks first round pick actually was from Denver in the Russell Wilson trade. So the Seahawks are still to go as well.
Okay.
Again in the first.
I just have to shout out this tweet because this is absolutely perfect. Pete Carroll has himself a W2 at quarter. Witherspoon and Woolen. Rich
Let's
Chim-
also not forget.
Rich Chimney at the NFL draft. A+ tweet there, my man.
Oh my god.
But let's also not forget Seattle's spent 2 first-round picks to get a safety. I mean, they have gone pretty much. They've put so much capital into their secondary at this point. It's kind of nuts.
Oh no.
Trade.
Oh boy.
Arizona trading up to
Trading up to 6, Arizona.
Arizona's manipulating the system. Let's manipulate.
Adam Schefter 8 seconds ago. Yeah, Arizona trading up to 6 per sources.
Ian Rappaport as well.
It's not official
I'm
up
gonna,
here yet.
Maybe this is Jalen Carter.
This probably is.
This is
Go get
probably
the best
Jalen
player
Carter.
available.
Yeah.
And Seahawks smart, get back picks because you know they need. Honestly, I'm okay with this. Get some picks because they're not. Even though they were great last year, the team hedged on Geno Smith having a career year.
You mean Lions?
Or the Lions, excuse me. Yeah.
Because but same thing. Jared Goff had a great year. He proved that he could be a starter again.
Exactly. That's when I'm like, this is okay. Get some picks from now on, and I trust Jared Goff as a quarterback as well.
All right, so the trade is official. Lions have traded pick 6. Cardinals have traded pick 12 that they got from the Texans trade, and pick 34.
Because they got 33 also from the Texans, so they did not need 34. Okay.
So all that capital Cardinals just spent it. Spent some of it.
Well, the most important thing though, they kept next year's one.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
And basically what happens is 33 is essentially an extra first for this year because it's so early in the second round tomorrow night. So we're going to wait on the Cardinals.
Cardinals have traded. Yep, that's official. Number 12 and number 34 to the Lions. Cardinals receive number 6.
So what's Detroit thinking here? Because they're now at 12.
So they're now at 12. I think probably
the Lions, I think, are thinking best defensive player available.
And get an extra pick.
I'm more curious on what the Cardinals are cooking up.
Yeah, I'm curious on what the Cardinals are
is
doing.
This defense? Is this offensive line potentially?
Is this Kyler's done?
Could be running back too. Because you don't have DeAndre Hopkins anymore.
Pick is in.
Well, they haven't done that yet, but all
We have-
signs point
The
to
pick
that.
is officially in for the Cardinals.
Oh, I see. There we go.
Oh, this is the best day of the year.
The most wonderful time.
Draft giving, people. Draft miss, drafts giving.
All right. So, again, we're waiting on Raj to tell us.
He's having his cigar and brandy.
Oh, we've got an update on this trade. It's not just 6, 12, and 34. Lions trade picks 6 and 81. Cardinals trade picks 12, 34, and 168, according to Field Yates.
Oh.
Okay, so it's a plethora of picks.
It is a big plethora of picks. But the pick is in for the Arizona Cardinals at 6.
All right. I would think defense.
Gotta be defense. Gotta go defense.
For sure. They lost J.J. Watt, so
yeah, retirement. In the last couple of years, they've lost their other pass rushers: Marcus Golden, Hassan Reddick. So, waiting to see.
So the Cardinals have had an interesting draft. They've zigzagged up and down, down and up.
And Cardinals fans look pumped up.
Roger is here.
Here it is. Here it is.
All right.
The Detroit Lions have traded the 6th pick to the Arizona Cardinals. With the 6th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Arizona Cardinals select Paris Johnson Jr.
Oh,
shit! I wanted him.
Oh, alignment. Okay, so they're going for Kyler. They want protection for Kyler.
All right, I didn't think he would make it to the Jets, but I was hoping he would somehow. Definitely the best tackle in the draft.
Yeah, definitely best tackle. So now Cardinals, they are all in on Kyler Murray getting in protection. You know, because I have heard rumors that Kyler his recovery is going well enough that he could be back by like week 4, week 5 even.
This is a huge pick because on I think it was the NFL's website earlier. They have I went and did the top 40, like their draft board. They had a couple. He was ranked number 30 out of all the picks with one. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4 offensive tackles rated above him. So well, maybe they saw something in him that.
I mean, the Cardinals have one of the best tackles. Also, obviously, you need 2 of them. They have Wirfs, so if they've got another anchor on that side, they might be set for a while.
I'm a little surprised because they hired a defensive coach with Jonathan Gannon.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this would have been defense.
I thought so too, but
hey,
you can never go wrong with a lineman.
No, you committed to Kyler, so you have to surround Kyler with talent, whether it's the line or skilled position. So
okay, so now we are at the Las Vegas Raiders at 7.
Okay, you know what? This just it should be Christian Gonzalez, the corner from Oregon, but I'm wondering now, and it makes a lot of sense because it's the Raiders.
Oh yeah,
Jalen Carter.
Holy moly! Yeah.
Off the field stuff.
I mean,
problem.
All these people, we thought Jalen Carter wasn't going to make it out of the top 10, and we're already at 7.
The behavioral issues once again they strike.
Yeah, teams do not like that.
I will say, if he makes it to the Falcons, I don't see how they could pass up.
Well, you got Grady Jarrett already there.
I don't know, but I feel like they're at a stage where they can just keep taking best player available. But I don't know.
So yeah,
how far can he go?
Still at Vegas.
So the next couple up are Vegas, Atlanta, 9
Chicago.
is Chicago.
Chicago.
10 is Philly
10 is Philly.
for the
So wait, is
first time.
Derek Carr still in the Raiders or is he gone?
No, he left and they signed Jimmy Garoppolo.
Oh, Jimmy G's in the Raiders. Okay.
Jimmy G's on the Raiders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Jimmy G's
definitely feel there's got to be some sort of tackle, either offensive or defensive.
I can imagine right now the Raiders are so mad that the Cardinals took Paris Johnson.
They're
Yeah,
still
they're
getting
gonna- I mean,
harder. They're
But
still
I mean,
harder.
you go from Vegas to Paris. I mean, is there a real? You got to make sure you got your passport ready. You know, some other stuff. I think this has to be defense. You're going up against Herbert, Mahomes.
You
Russell
know what?
Wilson.
You know what, Mike? Guys, we were talking about the Texans having a good draft night. I'm liking what the Cardinals are doing. They're getting some cs. They got one of the best offensive linemen a lot of people had in the draft. I like it.
Wait, are the Falcons
I
just
like
going
what
to take
the
Bijan
Lions
Robinson?
That's a pick too, Tom. I think I really
You know
do.
me, I'm not crazy about running backs this early, but Bijan Robinson
No.
is a stud. So, I mean, you want to do it, go ahead. But I feel like, no, don't do it. I mean, when the Jets traded up to take Brees Hall, I was pissed. Brees Hall is fantastic. So it's kind of, whatever.
I wouldn't be shocked if the Eagles take him.
If you're going to take Bijan here, what was the point of franchising Josh Jacobs?
Yeah, that's the thing.
Right.
That's the
I
other
meant
thing.
the what's it called? The Falcons. I'm like ahead of a pick. I don't know why.
Yeah, no, I have to be. If there's no way Bijan gets past the Eagles for me, you lose Miles Sanders and you have a chance to take Bijan Robinson. There's no way he gets past them.
No.
I'm
And
manifesting. Come on, Lions.
As the Dallas fan in the room, I am so upset by that because I have to play against Bijan every two times a year.
I'm
Still waiting for the Raiders.
Argument's sake,
Raiders need a trade too.
would Atlanta consider Bijan Robinson?
That's what I'm saying. They should.
Tom said too. I think Bijan could easily go to Atlanta.
I mean, I don't know. It might be foolish, but they could use it.
I know Algier had a nice year last year.
Pick is in.
All right.
All right.
I think
Josh
a
McDaniels.
safe. I think a safe pick might be the tackle from Northwestern, Gronkowski. They have him rated as the best tackle in the draft, and they were pretty flexible, allowing sacks last year. But
and so the pick is in.
Yeah,
And Falcons are on the clock with 9 minutes 27 seconds.
I did love Taylor Algier, though, I will say. So maybe they won't go crazy going for a running back.
Tyler
I feel
Algier
like
did
fans
have a
wouldn't
great-
like it. Do fans really like taking running backs this high? Especially, we're talking at 8. I mean,
Oh, okay. Wow. So this is coming from Warren Sharp, I believe this is.
EFF, correct?
EFF, yeah. Apparently, Kyler told Cardinals manager he really wanted Paris Johnson.
yeah, he's friends with him. He's friends with him.
Okay.
I did read that. So while it does seem like a weird pick, maybe he was just like, okay, let's give him who we want so he has less of an excuse when he sucks.
Well, yeah, but hey, we've seen it before, Tom, with so many guys. Please your quarterbacks, man. Look at Burrow. Yeah. We all thought that you have to take a lineman at 5 a couple years ago. They took Jamar Chase, and look what happened. They became one of the best offenses in the league.
That was a big pick, because people were divided on that pick,
Mm-hmm.
And now they're going to have to pay both of them.
Yeah.
Jamar
That's
Chase
the other
is
part
done.
of this. You have to wind up paying these guys. So.
Yep. Somewhere down the line.
We're still waiting on Roger to announce what the
We're still waiting on
Raiders
Roger
are
to announce the Raiders pick.
What pick do the Bills have? So we're going to see Adam.
27.
27, yeah, they're a little late.
They are much later.
That's what they get for being
That's
good.
what you get for being in the playoffs.
I would not know about. All right, Roger's here. I'll turn the TV up.
Here we go. Here we go.
Roger's
Here we go.
He is on the screen. He is walking.
There's a lot of booze.
One of these days.
2023 NFL Draft. The Las Vegas Raiders select Tyree Wilson.
There we go.
Tyree Wilson.
It's defense. It's not the spot I thought, but okay.
Tyree Wilson, DN out of Texas Tech. Interesting.
Okay.
Jalen, we're at 8.
Pick.
We're at 8, and Jalen
That's a
Carter's
great
still
pick for
on
them.
the board.
Isn't that amazing?
I know.
Max Crosby, Chandler Jones, Tyree Wilson.
That's a
Pretty
pass
nice.
rushing.
Yeah, seriously.
So now we have Atlanta Falcons on the clock.
Does Atlanta go for that running for Bijan Robinson?
Yeah,
They can go a lot of places here.
they need a lot of things. So
And they've had a pretty nice offseason themselves with all the defense players they've got.
Mm.
And from Texas, so he's going to be nice and close to home.
Atlanta just can't go up by 23.
Oh,
25.
25.
I'm sure they blew a 23-point lead at some point in their illustrious franchise.
Well, Matt Ryan blew a 33-point lead this year.
He did.
That game.
I feel like with the Falcons, it's always going to be this.
Oh yeah.
Jokingly.
Just remember, Jeff Saturday won an NFL game.
Yeah,
He did.
Remember
the Titans. Great film.
One of my favorites.
Oh, Denzel, it's a classic. Go watch it if you haven't.
You know what's funny is that we have the Raiders taking Tyree Wilson. It's almost like they have a guy called Patrick Mahomes in their division. They need to stop him.
Well, it's not even just Mahomes. It's Herbert. It's Russell Wilson. But that's why I thought they would go corner. But all right.
Well, I think we've learned, Mike, is corners can only do so much when you got a guy who can create what kills a great quarterback better than pass rush.
But Max Crosby's great. Chandler Jones, when he's on, is great.
They were last in the league in sacks last year, or they were close to the bottom.
I'm not blaming those guys in particular. I blame everything on them. But listen, their corners last year were Rock Ya-Sin and some other dude whose name's so forgetful that I don't remember it.
Rock Ya-Sin. All right, still waiting on the Falcons to make up their minds. Oh, nope, pick is in.
Oh, wow.
Pick is in for Atlanta.
Come on. Yes.
So we'll wait for Atlanta to do what they're gonna do.
Waiting for
They
Atlanta.
should really just take Matt Ryan here. That's the pick. Matt Ryan.
Oh my God.
Man, Goodell just got picked up like it was nothing.
Well, have you seen
One of these years, I want Goodell to come out for the first pick in the draft, dressed as the Godfather from WWE.
Oh.
No, see, you know what needs to happen? What needs to happen, no offense, Noah, Dallas needs to get the first round pick. Stone Cold comes out and gives Goodell a stunner. And then
There we go.
And then Stone Cold hosts the first round.
Oh my God, I'd be so behind that.
Amazing.
All right.
Or better yet, Dallas wins the Super Bowl. They get to host the draft, and then Stone Cold comes out and gives Goodell a stunner.
Either way, Goodell eats a stunner.
But
I'm happy.
would be the biggest pop in draft history.
Love the comment, Mike.
I'm not going there. I'm not touching that.
Right.
I'm not touching that during this live stream.
Did you see that the movie Dodgeball is getting a sequel?
No, Dodgeball.
Just on Facebook.
Cool.
It's happening.
Cool.
Finally.
20 years.
Overrated, in my
fan of
opinion.
average Joes,
Well,
especially
how dare you.
Steve the Pirate. That was my guy.
Oh yeah, Justin Turner.
Oh, good. Dodgeball deserved a
We need
remake.
more dodgeball in our lives. Great sport.
Me too.
All right, we're waiting for Atlanta's pick to be officially announced.
With all the trades so far, this has been a crawling draft.
Mm-hmm.
If they don't go after Jalen Carter here,
I think the fans want Jalen Carter from what I just read on Twitter.
Yeah, but
want Jalen Carter.
I mean,
it's either going to be
Tom,
him or Christian Gonzalez. I think one of the two.
I know, Tom. I think you're right. I think Bijan's a big possibility.
It could happen. I mean, they
Bijan
need a
with
running. I mean, Taylor Algier was great, but also you need two good running backs in today's world to survive as well.
But here's my question: if you're going to take Bijan, what are you doing with Cordero Patterson?
I mean, I would freak out if they did it, but Bijan is a monster. So,
all right.
So now your offense would be Bijan with Ritter. Granted, they don't get another quarterback with Drake London and Kyle Pitts.
That's not a bad offense.
But it would be so much better had they not traded Calvin Ridley.
Yeah.
Mm.
The dude was so confident in the Falcons, he gambled on them. Who gambled on the Falcons and admitted it openly?
Don't gamble on the Falcons.
Is Goodell coming yet or no? I can't tell.
Musical picks. Everyone just deal your card as quickly as you can.
Oh, is he coming up?
no, I thought he was. I got faked out by some dude walking on the stage.
Oh, jeez.
Now,
that dude was trying to walk on sunshine. There's no doubt.
Oh wait, there's multiple people. So this is what's going on. We
Oh,
got
is this-
we got a
All
whole
right,
party going on.
All right, here we go. Turn it up. Let's see what we got.
Oh, looks like one of those Make-A-Wish kids.
Oh, it is. Look at that.
Oh wait, the
Here we
one
go.
guy.
Here we go.
The Falcons pick. I'm joined by Chris and Shane from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Kansas City. True testament to the power of mentorship. The NFL and its teams work closely with Big Brothers Big Sisters of America as part of our work on social justice through our initiative Inspire Change. The Falcons are big-time supporters of the organization, and I'm thrilled to have Chris and Shane making their pick. Okay, guys, take it away.
Here we go.
You look so
Right.
nice. He's nervous.
Here we go. Who is it?
running back
Oh,
Al
hey,
Bundy.
NFL draft. The Atlanta Falcons select.
Hey.
Yep.
It's
Bijan!
Bijan!
Yeah.
They went Bijan!
I know it.
There it is.
Also,
Ow.
I got something here from Albert Breer. The
Wow.
Eagles have moved up a spot.
Oh, so they're 9.
The Eagles are now up at 9.
And
Okay.
Chicago's 10.
I don't have any confirmation of the. Yep, Philly has straight up to number 9.
And Mike Garafolo, the Eagles give a 2024 fourth rounder to move up one spot.
Oh no. This is Carter, isn't it?
This
Yep.
has to be
You know
Carter.
it. The Eagles.
Wait.
The villain of the
Don't
draft
it.
going to
But we
the
do
villain
not
of the
need the
league.
Eagles to be strong.
This is Carter. I gotta deal with
This
Jalen
is-
Carter in my
yeah.
division every year. Oh,
No.
deal with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis on the same line
Unless you got
Again,
the jail, then
after
it's
they were
all-
on the same line at Georgia.
again.
In the
Oh.
words of the anchovies from SpongeBob, wah wah wah.
Will you cut that out?
You lost Aaron Rodgers. You can't do that.
I can do whatever I want. At least my team can win a Super Bowl in recent memory.
You're gonna, you know what, Pat? You're gonna jinx it. You're gonna be the one who jinxes it.
Yeah. I hope Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a press conference as he hopes to bring the Lombardi Trophy back to Green Bay and the Packers win the Super Bowl, like how Bryce Harper said when he went join the Phillies.
Oh yeah, that great moment for Bryce.
Eagles pick is in.
Eagles pick it. It's freaking Carter.
It's gonna be Carter.
I love it. If
This
it's
is a
Jalen
perfect
Carter,
We don't
fit.
know
absolutely
yet,
love
but it could
The
easily
person
be.
with the most off-field troubles goes to the worst team with the worst fan base.
I gotta deal with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis on the same line. I am done.
I can play on the edge if they wanted to.
And you'd get 10 sacks at this rate.
Exactly. That's my point. Yo, Howie Roseman suck.
Watch out, Daniel Jones.
Forget your standing.
Daniel Jones.
Watch out, Dak.
He's going to be running a lot.
Watch out, Dak. Watch out,
whoever
Jacoby
the quarterback
Brissett.
is for the Commanders.
Sam Howell.
Yep.
Oh, look at NFC quarterbacks. If this is the pick,
it's got to be you trade up for Jalen
No
Carter.
other choice.
I don't listen. I know the Bears were 9. I'm not sure the Bears would have taken him. So he may have been there at 10, unless another team was trying to come in. I'm also going to try to see if the Eagles were talking to anyone else or had tried to.
All right, so I'm gonna have to go after this pick is announced. So
I am so thankful today. Congratulations. We're gonna.
I might be back later though.
I know it might come back later.
Let me just
Eagles trade.
There might be a trade off. By the time I leave, he'll be back.
10 and 2024 fourth.
Yep.
Okay.
Oh.
That's it. I thought the Bears would have wanted more.
I guess it's like whatever.
I mean, it's one spot. It's not like you're moving back.
Yeah.
Did you see Bijan has his own mustard called Bijan mustard?
Oh yeah, it's a 4th-round pick next year. It's not even a 4th-round pick this year.
Oh.
That's weird. Yeah, you'd think Bears would want a little bit more.
I kind of wonder, do they, when they trade picks, especially something this close, do they say, yeah, we want to trade, this is the person we want?
They could say that.
I kind of wonder if they say, you know, I think if I were to trade with some other team was going to trade with me, I'd say, well, who do you want?
Yeah.
If it's somebody I really wanted, then I'm like, no, not a chance.
Well, there have been people talking about next year's draft being deeper than this year's. So maybe that had something to do with it.
All right, we're waiting for Goodell.
Yeah, the Eagles pick is in.
I'm gonna cry.
But assume if you're paying to move up, you're getting somebody big here. So I think it's going to be Jalen Carter. I do.
It could be Gonzalez to replace
Oh,
They
that's
brought
not a bad
Bradbury
idea.
back.
Gonzalez is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I hate to be the one to say it. I'm gonna probably go Carter.
It's got to be Carter.
No other person.
Robinson, a member of the Atlanta Falcons, won 7 games last year. Not really that far away. Now, the Eagles are on the clock. They're just the 6th team to have a top 10 pick after reaching the Super Bowl previous season. Lost that classic game to Kansas City. The Eagles just made a deal to move up one spot to make this draft from 10 to 9. They said that a lot. Yeah, Howie Roseman does that a lot. Well, first of all, he checks in still. You know, second of all,
We're waiting on the
We're
announcement.
waiting on the Eagles.
You know what?
To ruin my
I'm
life
hoping
again.
it's Jalen Carter, and Noah just takes off his headset and just throws it, and that's how he leaves.
Well, we have stage activity again.
You know what? Someone after they announce a pick should do a stage dive. That's what I'm also waiting for.
Hey, Christian Gonzalez.
Oh, and the Bears pick is in.
Oh, they both are in.
Okay,
Wow.
Both are in.
All right.
All right, here we go. The Eagles.
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter.
There it is. Jalen Carter.
In the 2023 NFL Draft,
There we go.
the Philadelphia Eagles select Jalen Carter.
I gotta deal with Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis every year. They lose Javon Hargreaves. I thought I was done, but nope. I hate you, Saints. I hate you so much.
Wait, well, this is the Bears.
Well, no, but the Eagles have 10 because of the Saints.
Yeah, they had 10 because of the Saints, but
all right. Well, that just ruined my night, so I gotta go back to work.
Yeah.
But if I'm back by the end of the draft, I'll come back on. So see you guys.
all right. We will see you later. All right.
I know.
We will miss you.
Yeah.
A moment of silence for Noah and the Cowboys.
10 bell ring salute.
Ding. Ding.
8 more times.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
I'm
good
not
work,
doing-
Saints. Good work.
Oh my God.
Jerry's throwing things at AT&T right now.
He's yelling at a cloud because he's angry.
And he pled no contest to the crash. So I don't know what that means, but is that him admitting some type of guilt?
I think that means like he's not picking guilty or innocent. I think it's usually fishy. But I'm no lawyer.
Hopefully the judge are all like Giants, Commander, and Cowboy fans.
Possibly.
Guilty!
Where did he get in trouble?
Or Kansas City.
Yeah.
Now, I believe someone said the Bears pick is also in.
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. So
we're
Bears,
waiting
what do we
on
think?
that next.
What do we think for the Bears now? I mean, it says here they need offensive line help to help Justin Fields out. You've got Skoronski there, one of the better tackles.
And he plays in your backyard for Northwestern.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's either going to be him or Gonzalez.
Yes, I agree. Gonzalez is right there too, and corners are very valuable. I mean, it's a valuable position, and you can get a really good one right now if you're the Bears. So they got two great options.
Yeah, the Bears are here at 10.
And think of some of the receivers in the NFC North too. Justin Jefferson, Amon Sen Ra.
Great point. Yeah, that's not easy stuff.
Christian Watson and Romeo Dobbs
Mm-hmm.
coming up for the Packers. But after the Bears, we're going Titans.
Where are you going, Goodell?
Titans, Lions, and then the Titans and the Lions are next.
Yeah, the Titans pick will be an interesting one too.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys? I mean, position-wise, if you're the Titans, you think offensive line, actually going for a quarterback, receiver?
I mean, Will Levis is right there for them if they want it, and they didn't even have to move off.
I know. I feel like Titans are going to end up going for a quarterback.
If they don't, I wouldn't be surprised if they might go wide receiver too.
Yeah, Jackson Smith is there right now. He's one of the best receivers, if not, Jordan Addison, I also love. He will go, I think, today in the first round. So if they want to go receiver, they absolutely can. And wait, do the Saints pick at 10?
Wait, what? No, the
Oh, no,
Bears
the
are at 10.
Eagles pick, right? Yeah.
The Eagles got it from the Saints.
Okay, so that's the 10th they traded. I got it now. That's how the Saints fit into this.
Yeah, the Saints fit into this equation that way.
Mm-hmm.
So are the Saints even going to get a draft pick?
Yeah, they're at 29.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
The San Fran pick, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's where it gets confusing for me. There's so many picks that have
these picks go through teams, and
so remembering where they came from originally is sometimes tough.
Yeah.
What
now there
teams
are
have
only
no
31
picks
picks tonight, not 32.
Miami doesn't pick tonight, right?
Because of Tom Brady and the Dolphins.
Yeah. Are they the only team that will not pick tonight?
They're the Broncos don't pick tonight.
Oh yeah, Broncos.
Wow.
Because of the Russell Wilson trade.
Okay.
Wait, so I'm not saying his name because God forbid this is a joke. Say his name 3 times and wins another Super Bowl, but he's at the Dolphins?
No. So while he was under contract to the Patriots still technically, he met with the Dolphins owner on his yacht. Yeah. And word got out that it happened. Essentially, this is where the Brian Flores lawsuit comes into play.
They did some shady things.
And not slim shady things.
Ha ha ha!
But it's a shady business sometimes. But I'm just glad, Tom Brady, please enjoy your retirement. I hope you get back with your family. And on a serious note, his family shouldn't have to suffer because of football. Hopefully,
here we go.
Oh, we have a pick. Sorry. Darnell Wright.
Oh.
Wow.
Offensive line.
Over Skoronski.
Offensive line. So
okay.
Whatever works.
Yeah, I mean, we were saying it was probably a great chance it would be Skoronski. They skipped over him. They didn't want Christian Gonzalez either. I thought that was a great idea. And they've moved
Darnell
on.
Wright, Tennessee, goes to the Bears.
So now, I mean, I'm a Jet fan, so I've been thinking about these tackles all night and thinking who could fall to 15. I mean, who else in between now and 15 needs a tackle, you think? I mean, you got the Titans, Packers, Patriots. The Patriots could take a tackle, right?
The Packers could as well.
Yeah, so
Lions too. They can always go for another one.
I mean, their offensive line is actually the best part of their team.
I will say their offensive line last year very strong. The Penny Sewell pick, I think, was perfect. Yeah. I really do.
You got Sewell there, Taylor Decker.
Dude, 6'5", 333 pounds. It's massive.
Yeah, that
Holy cow.
Hopefully he'll be the right choice.
Yeah, I'm looking at some of
the
So anyway, back to the Titans. We've been talking about this pick all night because it's an interesting one. PFF says their number one need is a wide receiver. Can we agree with that?
For the Titans?
For the Titans, yeah.
I
think they could use
I would assume so.
Yeah, it's a good one. Maybe we'll see the first receiver take because none of them have gone yet.
Also got to think, I would still think about maybe Levis.
I'm going to agree with you on this, Mike.
You have him out there 30.
Still. You don't know how long Tannehill's going to be with the Titans.
Right, hold on, I'm just going to Google his age.
30-something?
You're talking about a guy who's 34. So.
Yeah, good point.
And apparently he's been rumored in trades.
Do they need a tackle right now, or are they good with Luan?
Luan, they cut Luan, so I don't know if they're going to go tackle here.
That's a possibility then, too.
Yeah,
maybe it is Will Levis.
Well, they did take Malik Willis last year in the draft, so
yeah, they sunk a pretty heavy pick. What was it, 4th round or 3rd round?
Third round. But there's been reports they've lost faith in him, which
I mean, watching him,
I haven't heard it.
I lost faith too, but I felt like it was kind of what did you expect? We kind of knew he was a raw project.
That's why he threw him into the flyer.
Yeah, and that was not that great of a team. Like I can't believe they were the 1 seed not that long ago. They weren't that great last year. They play in a very easy Division 2. The Jaguars might be able to start running it.
But the receiving core, Chris Moore, 2 touchdowns.
Oof.
This is just their starters. You figure.
Yeah, they had Treylon Burks didn't do a ton last year.
Yeah, he had 3 touchdowns for Nick Westbrook. Whatever his name is, Treylon
Nick Westbrook.
One touchdown.
Yeah, actually, their receiving core is very, very bad. I mean, there's no shit.
So if
It's
they
bad.
go, Jalen Hyatt.
See, so maybe I agree with PFF. Maybe wide receiver is truly their number one need.
Yeah.
And in that case, I would take Jackson Smith right now.
At receiver?
Yeah, I would maybe do that. Or Jordan Addison is great too. Quentin Johnson is also explosive. I mean,
they did take Treylon Burks last year in the first round too.
Like on ESPN, they have Will Levis as the best fit. And I'm like, that just, if they take him, that means Malik
That
Willis
means they're
is
doing something
gone.
with Ryan Tannehill.
that would mean, Ryan Tannehill might get traded for scraps. Like, who wants him though?
Team that needs a quarterback.
Somebody who is very desperate, maybe.
Or needs pretty much Washington, are they set with their quarterback situation?
They do have Sam Howell, so
yeah. The Patriots, you hear there's friction there.
I definitely am not a Mac Jones guy.
Yeah.
Whatsoever.
I bring this up every podcast episode. I'm very disappointed McDonald's did not make a deal with Mac Jones on Big Macs. That's right there for you.
If he throws 3 touchdowns, you get a Big Mac or something.
Big Mac, just bring in your ticket.
A Big Mac on Mac.
Mac on the Big Mac.
That is perfect, Mike. You know what? You should have went into marketing with me. Come on.
Tom, let me tell you something. You ever use marketing with McDonald's, just use that. Give me some of the money that comes in.
I promise you I will.
Yeah,
There'll be more players named Mac.
Thinking of marketing, like watching all the different baseball games. The Yankees really don't do anything. The Mets, I don't think they do as much either. But all these other teams have all these great little promos for their teams. Maybe it's small. Like even the Angels, they have something. They're gonna have to have something because Shohei Ohtani, who was this close to hitting for the natural cycle today.
He almost
his home run was about a foot short. Oh,
yeah, and the
triple
went like a mile high.
Got me on that one. So
I will say baseball, not to get too off topic, with the pitch clock this year, I think it's doing great. I mean, at the game, it's a little weird, but at home, I'm loving it this year.
Yeah.
One person brought this up, and I just started laughing. They said the pitch clock. What if Nomar Garcia Parra was still playing?
Oh my God, he would
be 0-2.
I also don't want to get too off topic, but did you see Juan Soto's really been struggling? And he came out the other day and said, I hate the pitch clock. I wonder if we're really going to see it affect some stars like that.
Yeah.
But we'll talk on our baseball podcast.
Yeah. and they lost again to my Cubs, so I was very happy about that.
Oh, okay. Cubbies fan, nice.
Yeah, Cubs and Yanks for me. I'll root for the Mets.
All right,
as long as they're not playing those two, but yeah.
Oh, yep. We got a pick. Let's put it on.
With the 11th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tennessee Titans select Peter Skoronski, offensive tackle.
I wanted him.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right. So Will Levis is remaining on the board.
Yes. And another very strong tackle is off the board. Oh, boy. Well, I guess
the Lions have their pick in already.
I really thought the Titans needed a weapon, but I guess they can find them in other rounds, in other ways. And tackles are kind of hard to come by sometimes.
All right, the Lions. I'm going corner.
Yeah, good
corner.
Yeah.
Whether it's Gonzalez, whether it's Joey Porter Jr.
Do they need a tight end now, though? They wouldn't do it this early, but
at 18, you could take one of the tight ends if you want to. They did trade Hawkinson to Minnesota last year.
You know what? The Lions, they got a lot of picks coming up. They got 5 in the next 2 rounds. These between now and the end of the second, so they can really pick their poison now.
Brad Holmes, build it, baby.
We're seeing a rebuild in straight action, and they took leaps and bounds last year, and now they got all this capital. it must feel finally good to be a little good to be a Detroit fan right now. Also, Aaron Rodgers just left.
And if you're going to strike in the NFC North, now is the time. Aaron Rodgers is gone. Who knows how much longer Kirk Cousins is going to be in Minnesota?
Yeah.
Didn't Kirk Cousins have a big contract though?
He did, but it's basically a year-by-year deal.
Oh, okay.
And also, he's another guy who's getting into his 30s, so you don't know how much longer he's going to go.
So
They've
if they
also
go
talked about
corner,
getting rid of Dalvin Cook and so many other things.
if they go corner, they could take Christian Gonzalez. That's a guy who was in a lot of top tens.
Only 12 interceptions for the Lions last year. So I think, like you said, Gonzalez, I think it would be a great choice right here.
Yeah, seriously. They could start off these 5 picks they have and get like a top guy was in a lot of people's top 10s. That corner is a great position to take early. I mean, it seems like if you can get the right corner, really take it. I mean, the Jets with Sauce Gardner, they went from like the worst secondary in the league to respectable just because, well, they signed DJ Reed also. I mean, you get a shutdown corner somehow, or you know, that's a huge deal. Corner and tackle, I think, are those are those positions other than quarterback I would want to splurge on in the first round and kind of reach just in case you're getting a solid corner for a long time or a solid tackle.
I think it's time.
All right, so Lions pick is in. Jahmyr Gibbs. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh.
The Lions took Jahmyr Gibbs.
NFL draft. The Detroit Lions select Jahmyr Gibbs, running back.
I'm stunned.
Okay.
This is the first bad pick.
This is the first one. I'm stunned.
No. I know you just sent away all your running back, but come on, man.
I mean,
know
they
you got
signed
5 picks, too.
Montgomery, and they have Swift. Unless there's another deal coming with Swift, I don't know.
Like that. I'm sorry. You started this off on the wrong foot.
This was horrible. Jamal Williams had 17 touchdowns. I'm sure he's 28, but still.
I don't get it.
This should have been defense.
That was ridiculous.
That is probably the first dumbest decision tonight.
Wow.
That is bad, yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
They're only a few more picks away from their next pick, but still.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, you got all these
on the
picks.
board.
There is no way you had to reach for Jahmyr Gibbs.
Oh,
No way.
No. I thought Gonzalez was going to go.
Did you think the Packers were going to take Jahmyr
Unless they
Gibbs?
took Gibbs away from the Packers.
That's the only scenario. But even then, let them take him. Like
I would have even okayed the tight ends here. I would have okayed the corners.
We talk about the tight end. Absolutely. Go ahead. You don't have you trade away.
This just doesn't make sense.
Maybe we'll be proven wrong. What do we know? But no, please.
I mean,
don't.
the Lions draft room looks really happy about it. So,
to them, it makes sense because they did it. But the
I'd be happy if I had as many picks as they did. But sheesh.
Boy,
but Swift is not a bad running back. Jamal Williams, that combo was perfect. I get you. I get maybe you couldn't make them both happen, but I loved that combination. I mean,
my issue with Swift is you just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they picked.
But now on to the Packers, who are taking what was the Jets pick about 48 hours ago.
Yeah, this is about Aaron Rodgers.
And
the Packers retrade for Aaron Rodgers.
This will turn into an all-pro pick. I guarantee it. Just for the Jets to go, come on.
I mean, what does the Jets mean now? Let's put it this way to the people who are Jets fans here.
I mean, there's no Jet fans here besides Dan.
No, I'm here.
So what? Who do you want? Who do you want here, Lawrence?
I mean, if we're thinking realistic here, I think we're okay at wide receiver. We're okay on the offensive side. We get him on the O-line. I mean, well, not offensive side. Get an O-line. O-lineman, you got to protect Jordan Love,
Well, you also need weapons because the Packers don't have enough of it.
Yeah, well, I'd say
this could also be tight end. So,
the pick is this.
I'm not opposed to a tight end, but I would rather have another wide receiver.
Yeah, that's what they're
Okay.
saying. Their needs are on here. It's saying wide receiver, then tight end, then safety, linebacker, and defensive tackle. I mean, that sounds
If we go defensive side again, I'm giving up on the Packers already because they like to just beef up the defense for no reason.
Yeah, and there's some
defense that underachieved massively last
Yes.
year.
Yeah.
And every great wide receiver on the board.
Every wide receiver's on the board.
So
wide receiver. Jets need to go all line.
Yes, I agree. The Jets need to fix their O-line a bit. I would take best tackle available, which earlier today I mocked them getting Broderick Jones. I still think that's going to happen, to be honest.
See, here's the most interesting thing about all of this. We're talking Packers, Jets. The team right before the Jets.
The New
Let's
England.
not forget, New England is there. And they're going to snipe somebody from the Jets. You know.
But
yeah, they're going to take whoever the Jets are thinking about.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Jets look like, according to the NFL website, they need offensive linemen and defensive linemen. So really,
the Jets
they
also
can take
really
Gonzalez.
do need linebackers, but it's not going to happen in the first.
I mean, New England can go. They need a receiver. I'm on the record of how much I despise the Patriots receiving core.
Can I say it's going to be a receiver, or just imagine a world where we hear Will Levis's name? Imagine it could happen.
You are Jordan Love.
This is Belichick.
Well, for the Patriots.
This is Belichick, Tom. I'm thinking corner.
That does make sense.
I'm
Maybe they're going to shake things up.
Though it is so I wouldn't be shocked if the Patriots trade away this coming pick.
For a team who wants Will Levis, absolutely.
That's possible. Absolutely possible.
Because I mean,
Minnesota.
He's
I'm sorry, I'm coming down with something.
He's known for just trading away first-round picks for,
and then taking guys like Cole Strange.
Yep, Cole Strange. Well, I think his PFF grades last year were pretty good, so I couldn't laugh at him.
Dude, but at the time, it was a really strange
It was
pick.
out there. It was out there. And
It's
remember,
been like
even Sean
Stranger
McVay
Things.
left him, remember? So they're going over the Jets-Packers trade right now, which the Jets paid a lot, but I mean...
Listen, we're going... Tom, do you have it on the NFL Network or ESPN?
I have ESPN on. My NFL Network is like laggy.
No, that's fine. We're going to talk about the trade that happened 2 days ago that we've been talking about for months that's been going on.
Oh, yeah, it's been a saga. I mean, I'm just glad it happened before this draft. How can you go into this draft not knowing your quarterback Rodgers?
I was
you
so
needed to have
hoping
it done.
someone was going to snipe the
right,
Jets and take Rodgers on their own.
I would love to have been at Jordan Love's house when they finally announced that he was traded.
Lucas Van Ness, defensive end, Iowa.
Lucas Van Ness.
Another defensive player.
Defensive end.
Oh,
He's going to Green Bay.
So
So he was the Iowa dude, I think. Yeah, he was Iowa.
I'm probably gonna head out after the Jets pick.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, how does the Packer fan feel about that? I think it's interesting-ish.
A little bit.
Live look patchy.
I'm gonna just eliminate a few fingers here. You know, I'm gonna keep it PG here, to the best of my ability, and
So if you do like West Side, you're the middle of the W.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna be like this for a few seconds, and be back to normal.
If you do this, it's just too sweet.
Well, it is just too sweet. But once again, the Packers blunder with another first-round pick.
Why?
It's become common.
It's become common because for years there have been great wide receivers that have come into this league. The Packers could easily draft. We got to beef up the defense because defense is maybe win us another championship. You haven't smelt the Super Bowl in 10 years, 10 plus years.
Give it another 15 years.
Oh. All right. So New England's on the clock now.
Yes, the evil empire.
I hope
And,
New England just snipes a Jet player.
They know, they will. Well, we need a tackle. I think New England can use one
they've
too.
handed New England Christian Gonzalez.
Whoa! Patriots just straight up picked the Steelers.
Really? Oh, you're right.
Oh no, this is corner.
Wow.
This is
Oh my
corner
God.
I like to get on Twitter to see if I can get the
Gonzalez might be your time, and you're going to Pittsburgh. That's a great team to go play for.
14 for 17 and 120 per Mike Garafolo.
For 17 and 121?
120.
All right.
Oh.
So.
Okay. I mean, the Steelers needed a corner, so this is fine. They were pretty active in free agency. They have a new GM, right?
Yeah, Omar Khan.
So this is kind of a new regime. I mean, it's like the same old team, but they got a little bit of a new regime going on. I like how they were active in free agency. They traded up. I kind of like what they're doing, to be honest.
And Mike Tomlin is still a top coach in the NFL.
Yes, if you had to be drafted anywhere and you had to play for any coach, Mike Tomlin's got to be at the top of your list when you're a player coming in. I know Pittsburgh's cold, but most cities are cold here. So.
I think the place you want to go to Pittsburgh, you want to go to Baltimore.
Yeah.
Even you want to go to New England where the foundation and culture is set.
That is true. You want a good team with good culture, passionate
you don't
fan
want to
base.
go to a place.
You don't want to go to Jacksonville. Sorry to say.
Well, now you might because Doug Peterson did great last year.
You know what? Great point. Everything except the city has been on fire for Jacksonville. They have their quarterback of the future. That's a draw.
Yeah, and
no
he's got great flow.
He really does.
Really, I'll take Trevor Lawrence's hair against a
All
lot
right,
of people.
Steelers got their pick.
All right.
And the dirty towels.
Now let's see if we're wrong again about Christian Gonzalez because we've predicted him about 4 times.
It
I'm
could
thinking
also
wide
be Joey
receiver.
Porter Jr.
Yeah, it could. I think corner might be a lock right now. So instead, it will be the Steelers that snipe the Jets.
That's the other part. This could also be offensive line.
It could be.
I mean,
They need a tackle too.
I mean, a scenario where Jones may go.
I think he might be the Jets guy, so we'll see.
Oh, Pittsburgh.
That'll be a blow if the Jets don't get him. He goes to the Steelers.
I wonder if another team comes in on the Jets at 15 and says, hey, Will Levis is still sitting there. Let's do it, or are we going to wait till next year?
You know what, Mike? I'm not opposed to trading back at all as a Jets fan at this point. I really am not. I mean, if the dream tackle was still there, Skoronski went early, though. It wasn't there. We knew Paris Johnson wasn't going to make it.
And maybe that's what Pittsburgh's thinking, too, here.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, man.
All right, here we go.
Oh,
Mm.
come on.
14th pick in the 2023 NFL draft.
I had a freaking feeling, man.
Jones, offensive tackle, Georgia.
Do you think people call Broderick Jones like, yo, bro, Derek, what up?
Bro.
Bro.
The new bro.
The new bro. So,
All right, now I want the Jets to trade back.
He just
Someone
he's
call on
got
up.
10,000 people in the room with him. He's not even standing up. Oh, we got to get a selfie in there.
all right, so let's
Do the Jets go back?
See what the Jets
I mean,
do.
No, he's a
Got good
great
offers, they
tackle.
should go back.
He is a great tackle, though.
Yes, I would have been very happy.
6'5", 312.
Big
I mean,
boy.
the Jets have to bank a lot on Mekhi Becton being healthy again. He looks better shape, but we got to keep our fingers crossed there.
Son.
Max Mitchell was very bad last year, but he was a rookie, so I'll give him time, obviously. So I would love to add a great tackle to the mix, but if it's not on the card now, trade back. I wouldn't reach for a great receiver, even though they're there. It feels like we don't need to do that right now with the way we just
You
gave
got
this big deal.
you got Garrett Wilson, you got Corey Davis, and you got
Nicole
Lazard.
Hardman. So I wouldn't reach for a receiver here. Tight end, they gave this money to Conklin and Uzama. Neither of them were really productive last year, but look who their quarterback was.
Right, and Aaron Rodgers loves a good tight end.
And the Jets really need a linebacker, but they could use a safety.
This is a little
The
high for a
Alabama safety.
linebacker.
That's the thing. It's a little too high. They
Yeah.
don't need corner.
What about an edge guy?
I could see it. They took Jermaine Johnson the first round last year, so I would think they might
That's
shy
true.
away from it. But he wasn't great last year. They could use a safety, Brian Branch out of Alabama. I mean, I wouldn't be that upset if they did it.
What branch
12
of government does he
interceptions.
work for?
Only 12 interceptions for the Jets last year.
Yes. I mean, their secondary was god awful the year before. They signed DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner, and it got better. It competed.
45 sacks, 12 interceptions.
So they had a great defensive year last year. I would think
And
you
if
want to
they
focus on protecting Aaron Rodgers this ASAP. Because
Russos.
Wilson was running for his life.
Yeah.
Russos.
Hmm.
How much you want to bet that the Pats try to screw with the Jets? And they did.
I would bet a lot.
Come on.
But I
I'm
do
gonna-
wonder if the Jets are on the phone right now with the Will Levis suitors.
If-
Someone wants Jackson Smith.
Think
Come
about
on.
it. The Patriots are 2 picks back from the Jets. I'm sure
I would do it.
want the Jets get their guy.
Yeah, if a team wants a corner now too, you could totally start thinking about coming up.
They got 4 minutes to think about it.
Do you think that the Bucks are satisfied with their wide receiver corner, willing to trade up? But at this rate, if the Jets don't,
You know what?
no, I'm thinking
Jeff,
about
I'm gonna go. I'm
skip
gonna
in.
one change. If Levis is there at 19, you got to think about that because you signed Baker Mayfield to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
That's not a bad
Oh.
idea. What about Washington, too? Are they thinking about Levis?
I would go corner.
Yeah.
I would go corner. And also with the news of Chase Young, them not picking up his option for his 5th year.
Mm.
Oh, he's gonna play like the devil this
He's
coming
gonna
year.
get
He's
a
healthy.
big deal.
I'm not looking forward to playing the Redskins.
It might be
He's
Nolan
healthy.
Smith for the Jets,
The
maybe.
Commanders.
I still love the interview or the when they had Mike Tomlin mic'd up and he was playing against Chase Young and he goes, man, I hope we're never bad enough where we are able to pick somebody as good as you. And Chase Young just laughed and he said, "Thank you, I guess." Kind of walked away.
Tell you what, if Chase Young will hit the open market, unless the Commanders tag him. If he has another good year like he did his rookie year, look out. He just needs to stay healthy. But
Yep.
case for a lot of guys. So
No picking? Yeah, 2 minutes, 30 seconds.
Something tells me like the Jets are probably going to try for a trade.
They're trading back. I know.
Yeah, it's got to be. Which
They
I'm
wanted-
okay with. Now that you can't get Broderick Jones, fine. Rip somebody off, please. I mean, hasn't the Jets GM, Joe Douglas, hasn't he at least done pretty well in these in-draft trades for the most part?
Yes.
This has kind of been his strong suit. Maybe he just gets the right deal here, and the Jets still get a solid player. And but if they can somehow get a first for next year because they lost, that would be really nice. somehow.
Well, remember, that's conditioned on if Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps.
Yeah, so it could be a second. So if they got their eyes on the prize, they could make some magic happen.
I once had my eyes on the prize. Too bad I was going up against Joey Chestnut hot dog eating contest. Had no shot.
What would be the most Jets thing ever is if the clock expires and the pick is forfeited.
Oh my God.
They're looking over at Nolan Smith. I could see it. I really could
This
see
is
it.
the moment in their life to change forever, right? Like this is it. They worked so hard, high school, college, all those disappointments, and they need to go.
They're going nuts. They did something.
Yeah.
They're going nuts. They did something.
It looks like they picked a player.
They picked somebody.
Yeah.
They picked someone. They made their pick.
All right, let's see it,
They
baby.
seem okay
It's
with
Will
it.
Levis.
They seem okay with it.
That would be so Jet.
What do you think about
Why?
No trade.
I'm not saying it's true, Al's. I'm making a joke.
I know.
Oh, it's in. It's finally in.
You might think the Jets might think about a guy like that, or some of these other teams. But at this point, I think some of these teams need to take themselves off autopilot, right? Tesla, right? Take it off autopilot, move up, and go pick the guy that you want. Dalton Kincaid is probably the best pass catcher in this draft, and he's a tight end. You're talking about Christian Gonzalez, a cover corner from Oregon, who can do just about everything you want him to do. He can mirror guys, he's got great ball skills. But this is the difficulty about the first round and the draft. There's so many good players. At the end of the day, somebody's got to say your boy a little bit.
Yeah, I'm just happy to learn that the Packers are not petty. Okay, they might just take a receiver or tight end just to stick it to Aaron, but apparently it's all love. They're outside of skill position, guys. Is there anybody else you think should be coming pretty soon?
Man, I mean, you're talking about these guys are all super talented. We haven't seen a run on receivers, right?
Oh my God! Another news: the Mets game is 9-8. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, top 9.
Robertson is in the pitch right now.
Ooh. Are they up 9-8 or losing 9-8?
They're up 9-8. There's 2 outs now, so they're almost got the win.
All right, if we're gonna update all the local baseball scene, the Yankees are up 3-2 in the 7th on the Rangers.
Yankees lost Aaron Judge to a hip.
Oh boy,
Wow.
that makes the Stanton injury even bigger.
Got a clue this year. Got to be one of the most unpredictable drafts.
Even if the Mets would win this game, not a great series in Washington. I hope they wake up, man.
No, they'd not have a good series. But if they win this game, they win this game. Get ready for Atlanta. We're still
the big boys are coming to town. The big boys are coming in.
Get
Anyways, let's see if the Jets have picked yet.
Twice they thought they'd solved their issue with a young quarterback not going with the veteran and one of the most highly anticipated ones.
Yeah. Oh,
here we go.
Kid.
Kyle is an avid Jets fan, has been his whole life.
Let's go, Jets kid. Woo!
Here they ran in Kyle's wish.
Another. Oh, it's a Make-A-Wish kid.
NFL is proud to be part of the global community that supports the life-changing wishes that Make-Wish grants.
Wow.
World Wish Day, a couple days away. I'm joined by Kyle Stickles, a Make-A-Wish kid who battled and overcame bone cancer. World Wish Day, only a couple days away. I'm joined by Kyle Stickles. Kyle's wish is to announce the first round of his favorite team, the New York Jets.
Yeah.
I'd like all of you to join me in cheering on Kyle as his wish comes true. What's yours, Kyle? Of his favorite team.
Aww.
I'd like all of you to
Thank
join
you,
me
Mr. Goodell.
as his wish comes
I'd also
true.
like to thank the NFL, the New York Jets, and the Make-A-Wish Foundation of Northeastern New York for giving me this opportunity tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Goodell. I'd also like to thank the NFL, the New York Jets, and
Make-A-Wish Foundation. With the 15th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Jets. With the 15th pick
Wow.
in the 23 NFL Draft, the New York Jets.
All right, we went linebacker.
All right, guys. Well, that's it for me. Night. Adieu.
Good night.
Wow. I like Will McDonald. I thought this was a little high.
I mean, I figured they were going to pull the linebacker after their offensive tackle went out or trade back. They picked their linebacker. It is what it is.
Yeah, they might want to call. Matt Miller had this tweet of ESPN. They might want to call Cincy about Jonah Williams in the next couple of weeks.
They really should. I mean, you cannot stick Aaron Rodgers.
Not what I wanted, but it's a good thing.
Dwayne Brown is not an answer either.
Dwayne Brown's what, 40 years old?
Yes, and he's going to be hurt half the season.
So I don't know if you just heard me. I like the pick, but it's not what I wanted. But I knew that it was going to take defense or trade back. I don't think they couldn't find a trade.
Who are you hoping they would pick?
Yeah,
Who, me?
I was hoping Jones, honestly.
Yeah, for the Jets fans.
That was the guy.
Well, that was it. That was the guy in my mocks I had going to the Jets. He wasn't there, so my idea was try to trade back. If they couldn't do it, I wanted a linebacker, so at least they got that part right. I mean, whether Nolan Smith's going to be better, time will tell. But I did think if they were going to go linebacker, it would be Nolan Smith. So that's the Jets being the Jets there.
So Commanders are now on the clock.
I'm thinking Gonzalez here. What do you think?
It's got to be corner. It's got to be corner. And I know Patchy's volume's off and his camera's off because he's really mad at the Packers. But, I mean, we still haven't seen a receiver come off the board. So these teams who can use a receiver in the 20s, I'm talking the Giants, I'm talking the Chargers potentially, they can get who they want. Unless there's another deal coming from someone.
Running backs, quarterbacks, it don't matter who it is. I'm about to start using my athletic abilities to the best I can.
And yeah, big shout out to the Make-A-Wish kid. Jets fans, we should be that energetic. We've not had good quarterbacks for a long time, and we got Aaron Rodgers. We should be happy.
Related to your skills and interests.
I need indeed.
And let's be honest, the Jets have not nailed picks much in their lifetime. I mean,
well, no, that's not fair. Joe Douglas is going to
I'll say the last draft he nailed it, but they had like 3 first-round picks, so I can't give him a ton of credit.
No. You give him enough credit. Johnson has been phenomenal. Derek Tucker, before the injury, was great.
All right. How much for the recliner?
Sauce is unbelievable. Garrett Wilson's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
No, you
and
give
Garrett Wilson's fantasy value this year after the Rodgers deal skyrockets.
Oh, yeah. Especially in a dynasty keep 'em league. I mean, at least for the next few years, you're going to have a lot of targets coming your way.
If you got Aaron Rodgers, it might help too.
Just not having Zach Wilson in general is going to boost them. And then the fact that he's got Aaron Rodgers.
I can actually see Washington taking a quarterback here. I really can.
They could.
Well,
I mean, Sam Howell.
They're good. They're going to get a corner. They're not getting a quarterback.
I'd go corner instead of quarter. If you took Sam Howell last year, you got to at least see what he has.
Yeah, I think, to be honest with you, I think Ron Rivera is singing the high Evans for Sam Howell right now. He has been for a while.
There are better days ahead. Reach MJ is here for you.
Dan, let me ask you, because you're down there. What's the talk about new ownership?
Fans love it. Fans love it. They were sick and tired of Dan Snyder, and I don't know how you couldn't be. So fans are happy about the new ownership. Now they just got to make the moves to make the team better. As we're joined by Bill Murphy, welcome into the Wishbone ShotGun.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hey, Bill.
How we doing tonight? Interesting draft so
Good.
far, huh?
I have loved this draft so far. It's been a fun one.
Yeah.
Enough trades to keep you occupied. Some left field picks. The Make-A-Wish kid was great.
Yes, I did see that. That was nice. Like the Giants did it last year, Jets do it this year.
Yeah.
Everybody is cheering your new bachelorette.
And we're only halfway through.
Athletes
No, right? Because I was
may
out. I
pass
didn't know
out
if I was
within
going to
an
be.
hour.
I didn't know if I was going to be able to come on, but I'm like thinking, okay, I can come on now. And plus,
Put your game face on
I have cheesecake.
and take the notes of every step.
Nice.
Congratulations from all
I was asked to go and watch this at Wild Wings. I'm like, yeah, not a chance. Am I going to Wild Wings tonight? I'd be passed
Oh,
out.
the Commander's pick is in.
Well, let's see.
Emmanuel Forbes.
They took Emmanuel Forbes. Yep.
Ooh, corner. First.
There you go.
Commander select Emmanuel Forbes, defensive back, Mississippi
He
State.
just made Forbes magazine.
Okay, there's a defensive back I
Related
didn't
to
see
Steve
coming.
Forbes.
What? Okay. Hey, whatever.
Now we're back to Belichick. The fighting Belichicks are on the board.
One that screwed the Jets over.
No. Well,
Let's
to
be
be
real.
technical,
Let's be
Aaron
real, though.
Rodgers is the one who screwed the Jets over.
I mean,
By
the Jets
moving
should have
up the two
foreseen that
spots.
when they made this little trade. I mean, this trade, but they had months to think this over. So maybe they figured
They
it wouldn't
did.
matter.
They absolutely did. But remember, Reggie, there was no rush.
No. No rush.
Wow.
This has to be.
I didn't even have him in the top 40, this dude. I don't know. Like,
But I will say, you guys, CJ Mosley is bad, right? You guys agree?
That's not no.
No?
For his
No.
age, he's actually doing well. Now look,
I've been really kind of tired of him.
Tail end of the season, he was bad. But beginning of the season, he was all over the place. And the defensive line loves him. So you keep him for
I think as a leader, he's perfect for the team.
Yeah, you keep him for the veteran presence, and that's it.
Like, I've been okay with overhauling the Jets linebacking core. Quincy Williams, I do like. A lot of people complain about that contract, but he plays hard to me.
No. Quincy Williams is fine. Now you need to sign his brother because he will go in free agency.
Yeah,
He'll go somewhere.
And what's the deal? I hate to keep talking about the Jets, but it's Quentin Williams. They better get that deal done. What's the deal with that?
They're being stupid right now.
It's like airline food. What's the deal with that?
The Patriots pick is in.
Okay,
Yeah, New England's picks in. We're just waiting.
There's Gonzalez.
There you go.
Christian Gonzalez, Morgan.
2023 NFL Draft. The New England Patriots select Christian Gonzalez.
Yep.
Oregon.
So there he goes.
Christian Gonzalez is probably
Good pick or bad pick for the Pats? What do you got? What do you gents think?
It's a steal.
as there is in this.
You think so?
It really is.
I'm shocked he went this deep into the draft.
Right. That's why I think it's a steal.
I had him going in the top 10.
So
Me
most
too.
people.
I thought it was earlier the Lions, right? We're going to get him, but no.
No, they took Gibbs.
Yeah.
I figured he would be either the 6th, 7th, or 8th pick
Yeah.
at this rate, but
I had him going at number 6.
But I mean, as a player, you either play for Washington or you play for New England. I mean, at least you're paying New England. At least you're playing for a proven winning team, proven winning coach.
And where it makes the most sense is you got to cover Hill and Waddle in Miami, Diggs in Buffalo, and if they get Hopkins, and now you got to deal with Aaron Rodgers.
This really did turn out terrible for the Jets, like we said. I'm not saying Will McDonald's gonna be bad at all, but the Patriots just got like cornerback 2 in this draft, and the Jets got us. They reached for a second guy that was on second round boards. I mean, the Jets just shoot themselves in the foot all the time. It happens again.
Well, you don't even know that.
We don't know yet.
But
we don't know yet. But you guys
jumping them was just, it's just bad luck at the time. I happen to like Will McDonald, the player. So,
without a doubt,
I think he could turn into something. But
or are you guys going to jet it up again?
They might go full circle.
I like their roster. I
want to apologize to my Jet fan friends here for only being on here for a few minutes and mercilessly torturing you all.
It's okay. We're used to it.
I hope they find you.
You guys don't even know where I live. Boy, Dan does. Never mind.
All right. Lions are on the clock, second time in the first round. Took Jahmyr Gibbs, the running back out of Alabama, at 12 after they traded down with the Cardinals. So, could be another corner.
Think so?
Could be. I don't. After the Gibbs pick, I'm not going to guess on the Lions.
Yeah, they're officially tough to predict after that one, right?
But if we're gonna go all the way offensively, go get one of the tight ends. They're sitting right there for you.
I just want to make a general statement about the draft. I can't believe I was right about Jalen Carter going to Philly. I feel very smart right now.
It's the first time for everything.
Hey, I'm a pretty smart dude.
All right. Now, to those watching, has Lions pick been put in? So I've still got the clock moving on my phone.
The Lions have not picked yet. No,
the clock's still going.
So I'm wondering about another trade back, about a team thinking about Will Levis.
You think the Lions going to go for Will Levis or another team?
No. Another team would be calling about moving up to get Will Levis.
So what team you think is going to trade up for him?
Well, the Bucks pick next. So it could be the Bucks. I've been on Minnesota all night. So, and the Lions and Vikings made a deal last year, the Hawkinson deal, Tom, that you brought up.
So,
because really, after the Vikings, possibly moving up, maybe to skip the Bucks, who may take a quarterback. Seahawks won't. Chargers won't. Ravens won't.
Yeah, especially with the news of today, the Ravens aren't.
Yeah.
All right. I got a pick is in on the Lions.
Yes.
Picks in?
Pick is in.
Yep, picks in. Okay, I think you all probably knew that.
What?
In non-NFL news, I think you probably knew what happened to the Rangers, so we won't discuss that.
Well, we can discuss the Rangers because I'm an Islanders fan, and the Rangers fans said we wouldn't make the playoffs, and we did, and now we're going to go the same distance. So, just kidding.
By the way, you wrote them off how long ago?
Oh, I wrote off the Islanders in this series quite a while ago.
Yeah,
I said the Rangers to win this series, though. I did say that.
Tom,
and the Rangers love Game 7. They love Game 7.
I don't know, man. This is the Devils are hot, and that Schmidt dude. I mean, he is going off on the Rangers right now. He's saving everything.
They just can't. They're not playing well at all.
And
Tom,
yeah.
I'm sorry. Go on, Dan.
No, I was just about to say, like, they are being dominated and they are being overmatched, and they got a little too cocky there in the series when they went up 2-0.
Yeah, Tom, are you basically your standard Jets, Mets, and Islander fan?
I am. Though I don't actually hate the Rangers. I have a
there's
lot of
still-
Rangers fans friends because Islanders
I'm a-
really are little brother when it comes to fan wise.
Well, dude, I'm
there's a
your
lot-
standard Yankee Giants Ranger fan.
Well,
So
hold on a
Oh,
second.
so we're
Bill,
polar opposites.
Bill,
You're like Bizarro Jerry, Bizarro
Bill,
Tom.
Bill.
no.
Where do you think we live, Bill? There's plenty of Mets, Jets, Rangers. What are you talking about?
No, I have a very good friend of mine who's a Met, Jet, and Ranger fan.
There's
Back
plenty
to the
of those.
draft.
What are you
Okay,
talking about?
Okay, well, Tom will fight about this later.
We will. I got indoctrinated to the Islanders because I was like real close to the stadium. Otherwise, Rangers would have been nice.
Oh, I'm thinking maybe Nolan Smith. What do you guys think?
I could see it. I think the Lions might want a corner, but
Maybe Nolan Smith. I'm picking that.
I will say this: Will Levis is
Looking a little anxious right now.
I would feel
There's
bad
a
for
lot
him.
of
Did
good
you hear how
options
he-
that the
did you hear
Lions
what he
have
does
right
to his
here.
coffee?
Can we just stop focusing the camera on the kid?
Yeah, that is mean. It's very mean.
Johnny Manziel all over again.
It's
so
the
nervous.
media and their clicks.
He's allowed to be
they-
nervous.
They got a couple tight ends
I
they can
wouldn't be that
choose
nervous
from.
if I was him.
Yeah, they
linebacker,
got a lot of stuff.
defensive edge.
Oh. All right.
Well, Levis is not looking at his phone, so it's
Well, the
probably
Lions
not
aren't taking a quarterback because Jared Goff.
Yeah.
I would take Levis if I was Detroit, but that's just me. I'm not the Lions GM.
But what's
I mean,
wrong
if
with
if
Goff?
I'm Tampa,
Maybe
I'm doing
Drew Sanders,
If
Kincaid.
if they don't pick Levis here, I think he's going to Tampa. You
The
need someone
Tampa
who's
quarterback
He
thing
could fall
does
to the
make sense.
second round too. At
All right,
this rate, he
Lions
could
pick
fall.
is-
no, I think you would see a Lamar situation where someone trades back into the first.
Yeah.
Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell.
Jack Campbell.
Linebacker.
So it is a
I
linebacker.
kinda
Good
had
call.
him. Not him personally, but I had
So very good call.
Yeah, good player. Maybe he's related to Dan Campbell. I don't know.
That might have helped.
This just seems weird.
This whole draft is weird. All right. So is Levy's gonna be the successor to Brady in Tampa?
I don't know. What else positions do they really need right now? Let me take a look on
Offensive
PFF.
line.
Oh yeah.
That would be the other one.
Also, tight end is their number 2 need. I don't know. Will they be the first to reach for a tight end? Any chance?
Michael Mayer? I'm thinking maybe Michael
Mayer
Mayer.
or Kincaid?
If you're taking a tight end, I think you're looking to keep winning. I don't know if the Bucks. I know their roster outside of Brady's relatively the same. I don't love it though.
It's a middle linebacker spot that has incredible instincts. He blew people away, shocked people at the combine because of the speed.
Bucks are on the clock.
I
Nope,
think this
they're
may
in.
be my last pick though, because I have to go to bed early. I have to leave you all.
Nope, you're good, man.
But it's been a fun draft.
You are good. So
I'm so sorry, Will Levis. I had to sleep before if you don't get picked before you get drafted.
And I think, Tom, the moment I came on, you're like, crap, I'm gonna get the bad Bills here.
Oh, the Yankees and Giants fans here, the range. Oh no.
Okay.
So we'll wait on Todd Bowles' Bucks pick, and then the Seahawks are back on the clock.
Yeah.
So. Seahawks and then the Chargers on the clock for the first time.
Good to see Booger McFarland as well.
say he won the Buckus Award for nation's best linebacker. So
yeah, 2 years ago.
Oh wow.
He was a tackling machine at Iowa. Had over 300 tackles in his 4 years. A couple of picks, couple of passes defended. I don't know. I remember Dan Campbell's introductory press conference. We're going to bite kneecaps off. Jack Campbell might be a biting off kneecaps kind of guy.
Possibly.
I don't know. I feel like both these guys could have been here for Detroit later. We're on to the Bucks, and we wait. Post Brady.
Post Bucks Brady are interesting to think about, right?
I mean, Brady's retirement has made the NFC South winnable for everybody.
Absolutely.
You know, Atlanta, if they can get some stuff together. The Saints, I think, right now would be my pick because I love what they have roster-wise. And Carolina's got a pretty good roster. They just have to hope to get Bryce Young right.
Right. Tampa's pick is about to be announced.
All right. Who is it?
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Elijah Cansey.
Elijah
defensive
Cansey.
end, Pittsburgh.
Oh, the dude who wrecked the combine?
In the 2023 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Elijah Cansey. Defensive end, Pittsburgh.
All right.
I mean, remember the last good defensive tackle out of Pitt?
Aaron Donald?
Aaron Donald.
I was about to say they just showed him on the screen.
I mean,
I believe Cansey has had about 14 sacks the last 2 years.
Hey, gents, I'll be back in 1 second, okay?
All right.
Peter Schrager reminding us that no wideouts or tight ends have been picked.
And that's going to change.
That is true. That's pretty crazy.
That's going to change. I don't know if it changes here with Seattle, but I think the Chargers will start the trend. Unless there's another play the Chargers love.
Yeah, because who did the Chargers have at wide receiver?
You've got Keenan Allen and Mike Williams, but Keenan Allen was out most of last year with a hamstring injury, and Mike Williams is always hurt.
So,
and again, these weapons are designed to keep up with Patrick Mahomes. That is what you need these guys for. So, see where Seattle goes and then the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to stick around for the Seattle pick because I'm actually curious what the next step is.
I mean, they could also be the team. I know they signed Geno, but they could say, hey, Will Levis is sitting here at 20, maybe? I'm not saying that's the way I would go.
Yeah, I mean, you do have to think beyond. I mean, Geno Smith had a fantastic year. They gave him a contract, but you do have to think beyond. And I think they do have some other pressing needs that they probably wouldn't, but it's got to cross their mind.
Yeah.
What, Will Levis possibly
I don't think they thought he'd be here, so he enters that kind of conversation.
It's almost like it's a deal you didn't expect. Like you didn't necessarily need something, but you're walking down the street. Oh, there's a good deal on, a candy bar. Okay, maybe I'll go buy it.
But again,
it was last year an outlier for Geno Smith.
Yeah.
It probably was, but he got paid. I could see him maybe repeating that year, but I don't know.
Yeah.
The other part to this is you can capitalize on his big year too by getting him another weapon, and that frees up Lockett and Metcalf a little bit. You can figure that because the NFC is a little bit different than the AFC. And you look at the team. Like I know Philly's really good and they went to the Super Bowl. I look at the team in your own division. Look at what the Niners have on offense. Look at all that firepower with Kittle, Debo, Ayuk, McCaffrey. You gotta. I know you want to. You can't. You're not designed to match it, but you kind of want to match it.
Yes.
Catch my drift. There's also the possibility a team calls Seattle and says, "Hey, we're interested in Will Levis. What do you want?" Minnesota, I'm still talking to you.
You think it's going to be Minnesota?
That would be the team for me. That would make the most sense.
What would you
say?
And
I love Kirk Cousins.
So what would you say to Jordan Addison possibly for Seattle?
It's a possibility. If they want to go receiver route, I got no problem taking Addison.
You
as
know,
the first
Addison
receiver.
or Smith and Jigba.
Yeah.
I would go one of the two.
Because, you know, like what you're saying, get weapons for Lockett, get weapons for Metcalf.
Well, I mean, if you get another weapon, it just frees them up. You can't double them all the time. And the clock keeps ticking, which makes me wonder if there's another team on the line or if they're scuffling with getting this pick.
And after all these top receivers still haven't been taken off the board, and a
Pretty
few
amazing.
other defensive players haven't been taken off the board that are great, as a Giants fan, I'm like, who's going to be left? Who's going to be left? That's all I can think of. Who's going to be left for the Giants?
I'm wondering that too, Jeff, as my fellow Giant fan here. Yeah, because in my mock draft, I had Zay Flowers going to the Giants, but what's going to happen? There's still 5 more picks.
I did a draft online the other day, and it auto selected everybody for ahead of the Giants. It had me taking a guard, the Osiris Torrance guy from Florida. But I mean, it's not that I would be disappointed with another great offensive lineman, but just to get him a barn burner at wide receiver.
I think after last year, I think you got to go receive or corner. I wouldn't be opposed to the Giants going corner. And one of my favorites is Deonte Banks out of Maryland.
Mm-hmm.
So he's still out there. Oh, still
and Porter
still
Jr.
Or Will Levis.
We're down to a minute 15 for the Seahawks.
Don't freak out, Will. You're still getting drafted.
And you might star in a Levi Jeans commercial someday.
His future is still way brighter than most people.
For someone that was supposed to be higher, like, it's deflating. It was deflating. It was deflating for Tom Brady. It was deflating, I would sure think, for Russell Wilson, all that stuff. Like,
and listen, if you have that Russell Wilson chip, because he went from 3rd round pick to starting for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Because Matt Flynn couldn't get he beat out Matt Flynn. The legend of Matt Flynn grows.
It's kind of, when they keep showing Will Levis, it kind of reminds me of Johnny Manziel. Reg, you remember that draft? It was you, me, Patch, and Eric Ford. Yeah. And we were just texting each other like, he hasn't gotten picked yet. He hasn't gotten picked yet. And I remember I like dozed off for like an hour and I woke up and text going, I think Eric said, if we were to play a drinking game every time they show Johnny Manziel, we'd probably be dead by now. I'm like, he still hasn't been picked yet?
Yeah.
All right, Seattle's pick is in. I was really hoping the Cowboys would have taken Manziel. It would have been hilarious.
So funny.
So one thing we know about the Seattle pick, they will not take a corner, right?
No, I wouldn't think so.
I think they're taking Addison. I think they're taking Addison.
All right, I could see it. That would be a good pick for me.
Okay.
I also kind of wouldn't be surprised if they thought about protection for Gino.
And Tom, if I'm right, I'll send you a Bill was right shirt.
I mean, you already were right about them taking a linebacker before. Who was that? So you're 1 for 1.
I was also right about the first 2 picks. So I was also right about Carter going to Philly.
Get over yourself.
I was also right about Carter going to Philly. So
you want to go to Philly?
What was that?
You want to go to Philly?
I'm good, thank you.
All right.
No cheesesteaks, come on.
No cheese.
I'm a Giants fan. They don't like people like me there.
Tom, peppers and onions or no peppers and onions?
Peppers and onions, an extra, please.
I'm going to go peppers and onions as well.
Yes, I do love a good Philly. So I was actually, this is me being a fatso, but I was at the Mets game and noticed they got rid of the Philly cheesesteak stand, and I was angry. Then I realized it's because they opened up a whole new Philly cheesesteak restaurant over there. So I'm happy again. The Philly cheesesteaks live on.
Oh,
In
speaking of
honor
ball,
of the Philly cheesesteak.
It's a good ballpark food because it's a
Speaking
sandwich you can eat it in your hands.
speaking of ballpark food, would anyone at Yankee Stadium wait in line to get that 99 burger?
Hell no.
Maybe if the stadium was empty and there wasn't a line.
I
Exactly.
heard people waited up to 2 hours for that thing.
I'm at a ball game. All I'm waiting for is my beer and a pretzel. Because
with the pitch
I'm being
clock, you got to
economic
fill up
about it.
beforehand.
I'm eating on the train. I might have a beer or two on the train, but I got a pretzel. It's cheap and it's filling.
They are,
and they're
I
so
got about
good
a
when they're
30-minute train ride for me, so yeah, I can get a couple beers down.
Yep.
All right. We're waiting on the
introducing-
Seahawks.
Yes.
By Tom's screen, I could tell that something's going on.
They are introducing some nice young children.
The Utes. The Utes.
With the 20th pick in the 2023 NFL draft,
We support the Utes.
Jackson and Jake Buck.
Oh,
There you go.
So Jackson Smith and Jigba.
The first receiver off the board.
There you go.
Number 20.
We just were talking about get Geno another weapon, Mike, and there it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
We were
Lock
saying.
it. Metcalf. Put Jackson Smith and Jigba in the slot with Kenneth Walker, who was phenomenal last year. Okay, Seattle. I see you, Pete Carroll. I see you.
Absolutely. I like the plan. I wanted to stay for this pick because I really did want to see what the plan was, and I like the plan.
Yeah. Listen, they got two positions that they felt was a need, corner and a receiver. Smith and Jigba didn't play much this year because he hurt his hamstring early on and then decided to wait for the draft process. So
Chargers. Who do we think?
They're a good question. Let's see. Their biggest needs, it says wide receiver, linebacker, and corner. So if they need another receiver, I'm fine with getting Addison at this point.
I would keep Addison in LA. That's fine with me.
This is a pretty cool story. I don't know if you guys saw it. So his last name is Smith, and he added the hyphenated last name in tribute to his grandfather, who changed it to Smith to assimilate when he moved from Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I actually did read that.
Great story.
That's pretty cool. I like stories like.
Yeah, it's a great story.
But I will leave you, gentlemen, and thank you all for a great night with the draft. And,
All right, Tom,
it was a
take
fun
it
time.
easy.
All right.
And I will see you guys on the next show we do.
Yeah,
Go Jets.
take it easy.
Sleep tight. Let's go, Jets. 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 Aaron Rodgers. I'm actually getting tickets this year, so.
Listen, Tom, the kid who announced the pick had way more energy than that.
I can't match his energy. I'm sorry. It's 10:40. It's bedtime for me. But that kid, he had good energy. I can't match that. But all right. Good night, everyone.
Take it easy, Tom.
Good
Good
night.
night, YouTube world as well.
All right.
And then there were 4.
Well, 5 when Patchy returns. If Patchy returns. All right. So the Chargers under 5 minutes, followed by the Ravens. I mean, the Chargers were a card team last year and fell apart in that wild card game against the Jags.
Addison.
What a collapse that was.
Team has really been building since they got rid of Russell Wilson last year.
Yeah. I mean, look, they obviously lost draft picks when they made trade to the Jets. But then when they made trades with the Broncos, they got a lot of those, sort of lost picks back a little bit, and they took advantage of it. I mean, the Seahawks.
Congratulations, Denver. You sold your soul for Russell Wilson. It wasn't worth it.
Well, we don't know yet. Yeah, we don't know that. They have a better coach now with Peyton, so I wouldn't count it out just that.
I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
Well, I think a lot. I've been talking to Broncos fans about this because there's a lot of Broncos fans in my job and around the area. They're like neighbors too. I really think the coaching was just dreadful. Like, I really believe that.
Nathaniel Hackett?
Yes. It starts with him and ends with him.
And he's now your offensive coordinator, so you better be nice to him.
Well, I mean, he's not really the offensive coordinator. Aaron Rodgers is. Aaron Rodgers could be his own offensive coordinator.
Because he's Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
All right, so the Chargers pick is officially in. We wait. But to Dan, your point before, I think there's more pressure on Russell Wilson this year.
Yeah.
Because everyone's going to say everything had to do with Nathaniel Hackett last year. So if Russell Wilson is not good again this year, man, the Broncos are in deep trouble because of all the money they've paid him already.
Right. Is Will Levis happy? He looks happy.
Well, you got the Chargers and the Ravens, and then I believe it's 24 the Vikings.
Yeah, mood change. We'll monitor that.
24 is the Vikings, so you could go there. That could be the pick if no one trades up.
Yeah, we'll monitor that. Now, yeah, I mean, look, Wilson. I feel like for him, he has Sean Payton in his corner now. So now we have to see how Denver operates under his system. And I think it'll be better, even though the Broncos are in a tough division. And that's the thing that should scare you, if you're a Broncos fan, is that division. But they should be much better. I think
willing to give them the benefit of the doubt.
The other part to that, though, is you said it can only get better because it can't get worse.
Yeah.
Now we can really talk about Broncos country. Let's ride.
NFL draft.
As we wait for an AFC. Quentin Johnston, the receiver out of TCU.
Really?
Okay.
And no, the receiver's coming off the board.
Now another receiver. Speed. Good after the catch. Good contested catch guy. All right, we're going to show off Herbert's arm strength is the point.
Okay. Next, we got the Ravens.
I'm going to think defense.
Yeah, me too.
I'm going to think defense.
Either defense or maybe an offensive tackle.
They did lose Ben Powers to the Broncos, so guard could be a position.
Offensive tackle, I had Jackson Kirkland efficient first going to Baltimore.
I don't know. I'm gonna say it's defense. Whether it's Nolan Smith or one of the corners, Deontay Banks, who they would know very well their own backyard at Maryland. Go Terps, but
So you think it's going to be one of them?
I think the Ravens have something offensive up their sleeve coming later. I really do.
I'm thinking Jackson Kirkland. But if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. And I know, Mike, you will enjoy if I'm wrong.
I enjoy a lot of things. I enjoy a nice walk on the beach. I enjoy A good barbecue, you know.
You enjoy a nice margarita?
I do enjoy a good margarita. I'm not going to deny that. I'm more of a beer guy, but I will drink a margarita. I'm not afraid to admit that.
Hey, beer's good. Margaritas are good.
You know.
As Sweet Home Alabama plays.
I don't hate Leonard Skinner, so I can deal with that, but that's fine.
Man, I think Leonard Skinner's slightly overrated.
Listen, we could do music talk.
Bite your tongue.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Back to the Ravens, though. We got the Lamar deal done today. We broke that news earlier. I mean, we discussed it earlier.
Yeah, so I'm sticking with Kirkland. If I'm right, Mike, and that's one big if. If I'm right, would you like me to send you a Bill was right shirt?
No.
I'll give it to you at half price.
They're already made, aren't they? The shirts.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, that. Cue up the Randy Jackson meme going, that's a no from me, dog. Cue that up.
This is what happens when you put all of us together in a Zoom group.
The Ravens did make the playoffs last year despite Lamar missing time with an injury. And then Tyler Huntley came in and almost beat the Bengals, if not for that one fumble at the goal line that was returned for a touchdown by Sam Hubbard.
That is my story.
So, we'll see what Harbaugh and company have coming here. Actually, this could also be Brian Branch out of Alabama, too. Another player kind of to watch. So Ravens on the clock here, followed by the Vikings, and then the Jaguars, and then the Giants.
So Jeffrey, who do you think the Giants are going to get?
It would probably make sense to go wide receiver.
Absolutely.
Or defensive back, followed by another offensive lineman.
But when do the Giants ever make sense, Jeff? When do they ever make sense?
Under Tom Coughlin, they made a lot of sense.
Oh, they made a
well. Last year's draft, they did really well. Last year's draft, but they had that little period of time when Ben McAdoo was there, and draft wasn't so good. But if they go one of those three, I'm hoping wide receiver first. I just don't want to hear a name and go, who? That's all I'm asking for right now. I have faith in Brian Daboll that he's not going to give us a pick. The GM's not going to give us a pick. We're like, who?
And Daboll, we trust.
Yes.
So here is a note from Field Yates. A note on the Texans Cardinals trade earlier tonight. The Texans traded their own first-round pick next year to the Cardinals, not the Browns pick that they own. So if the Texans stink again and are a top 5 pick, that will go to the Cardinals next year.
Ooh.
So taking a real chance.
Okay. On the Ravens, it says we agreed in principle. Watch something happen at the last second. He's like, nah.
Well, the pick is in, so cue up the dun dun dun.
Well, it's queued up.
I'm excited for Lamar. Like, not a lot of people know, but when he first came in the league as a rookie, he sat down in our meeting room and he said, I want to be a billionaire. And I told him, I said, there's a certain amount of things you got to do if you want to become that. And he's done those things in the NFL. And I think everybody that really criticized him about not having an agent needs to make sure that their apology to him is as loud as their criticism was. because his mom, Felicia Jones, going out there and negotiating that deal for him is just groundbreaking. For a player to be able to become the highest paid player ever without an agent, awesome.
He bet on himself, bet on his mama, there was no leak.
Huh. I don't know if you heard this. So Lamar Jackson's mother was the one that helped negotiate the deal.
Yeah, because he does not technically have an agent.
Which is shocking.
Yep,
how he became the highest paid quarterback ever with no agent.
Here's where I'm going to give the Ravens front office a ton of credit, because everyone thought once he said he requested a trade, that was it, and the story's never come back. But they were waiting. They waited on a Jalen Hurts deal to come in. Now, what they're really doing by signing Lamar is also challenging the Bengals, who are now going to have to pay Joe Burrow as well. So now it's, okay, here's the market. So I give the Ravens a lot of credit in being patient and not really spewing this out into the world like Lamar. I don't want to say he did, but he was going through that somewhat.
Hey, Flowers.
The 22nd pick in the 2023 draft, the Baltimore Ravens select Dave Flowers.
Okay.
I wonder where that puts the DeAndre Hopkins deal, but okay. Flowers and Odell with Rashad Bateman.
Oh, that's going to be a good team.
Yeah, Todd Monken's system. Okay. Minnesota, I would sprint to the floor, whether it's Will Levis, because you never thought he'd be here.
Wait, what about Kirk Cousins? Is he going in the last year of his contract, or
he's coming up? He's coming up near the end of his deal.
If the Vikings don't get Levis, then I don't see who else is going to get him in this round.
Zay Flowers, 9 brothers and 4 sisters. I couldn't even imagine having to wait in line for the bathroom at that house.
It's a great point.
I mean, at least the brothers are going to be quick about things. Yeah, you know, the sisters are like, "I'm not done yet. It's been 3 hours. Get out of there. Go in the plants outside."
That's poison ivy. All right, so Vikings, Jags, Giants, Cowboys coming up. But Bill, to your point, a team could just move in here and say, okay, we'll trade up to get them. If you're picking early in the second round, who can potentially use a quarterback. I mean, the team that kind of jumps off the board, and there's actually 2 of them, the Lions can move in here and say that's our quarterback of the future. The Rams can move in and say that's our quarterback of the future.
You know, you got to think about this with the Rams, you know.
Congratulations, Willie.
You have to think about this with the Rams, and then we lost them.
Did somebody take Quentin Johnson yet? The wide receiver?
The Chargers just grabbed him.
Okay, all right. So the Giants could take Jalen Hyatt out of Tennessee. Drew Sanders, the linebacker. I don't think anybody took him yet.
No, he's.
Somebody took Drew Sanders, right?
No, Drew Sanders is on the board.
Okay. So Hyatt, Sanders, Brian Branch. There's Josh Downs, another wide receiver.
A
couple edge guys Giants, still there. Correct? So, I'm sorry?
You're talking about for the Giants?
Yes, yeah.
Deontay Banks is another one.
Mm-hmm.
So, Joey Porter Jr. also available.
Oh,
but we'll wait. We're waiting on the Vikings and the Jags, and then the Giants go.
At least this far into the draft, there's so many. What I'm hoping are great options still available for the Giants.
There's no other receiver. You got quarterbacks. They say they got quarterbacks, right?
We're under 3.5 minutes on this pick for the Vikings.
Now, I wouldn't be shocked if a guy like Brian Branch or Porter Jr. goes to either, if the Vikings don't go quarterback, if one of them takes it, and then the Jaguars take somebody like that.
The Jags could use a corner. They did cut Shaquille Griffin during free agency, so they could definitely use a corner. So that's a strong possibility.
I'm still waiting for the day sometime down the road, whether it's, whatever year they decide to do this in the collective bargaining agreement, is not have like a full cap, but more like a luxury tax like they do in baseball, which might benefit certain teams like the big market teams.
Imagine opening up in the NFL where you just pay anybody wherever the hell you want.
Whoa.
Well, that'd be brutal.
Every quarterback is going to make
every play
break the bank,
figure,
literally.
The Jets would have had a quarterback a long time ago.
Yeah.
They would have followed the yellow brick
God
road.
knows what they would pay in Dallas for every player.
It's mentioned earlier about the Vikings won the NFC North last year, lost in the wild card round to Jeff's Giants. A lot of questions coming in. Cut Adam Thielen over the offseason. So
now, who are your guys' teams? I forgot now. Who do you guys?
Oh, Dan is a Jets fan, and I'm actually a Dolphins fan.
Oh, okay. So that's be fun for you guys when you're battling each other.
That is going to be a tough division. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah. There's no. I will not text bad things to Dan. I won't do it. I'm too good of a person. But if the Dolphins beat the Bills, I will talk smack to certain people.
Well, I mean, Bills fans are annoying.
Yeah, like they think they're so cool because their city invented the buffalo wing.
Yeah. I went to. They had a buffalo wing convention of sorts in Poughkeepsie one time a couple years ago, and we went. And the best wing in the local area, it was an odd looking thing because it was just humongous, but it was from a Dominican restaurant. It was crazy huge, but it tasted, and like I like flavorful food like that.
Yeah.
So give me like some Dominican or some Jamaican type of food. I love that stuff. Minus any type of plantains because I'm allergic.
Yeah.
But you get those spices in there. Oh my dear Lord! I came back. I was ready to tell the lady I loved her. I was like,
any of the Caribbean or the Latin American stuff is dope as hell.
Yeah.
Like you will never go wrong with any of those type of restaurants.
Nope. The only time I had food that was surprisingly spicy, I wasn't informed well enough, was this coworker of mine. He was from, I forget, he was either from India or Pakistan, either or. And he had me try some of his food. He said, it's a little spicy. I said, okay, I could do that. And I took like one bite of whatever it was. I was like, oh, you under exaggerated the word spicy to me, dude. He got a good laugh.
Yeah. The Vikings pick is in, so we'll wait on that.
Let's see. Skull.
Oh. But you have me intrigued. But when you said Buffalo Wing Convention, Jeff, yeah, you had me.
Yep,
you had me at that.
There was a lot of vendors there. There was like they were coming from all. It seemed they must have come from all over the Hudson Valley because there was like there had to have been like 40 different vendors. There's at least 40 different vendors.
You know,
And one place had chocolate porter. I was like, oh, here we go.
See, once you get further into the state, I feel like the chicken wings get better and better. I don't know why I feel that way, but
wow! The Vikings go Jordan Addison, the receiver out of USC.
Oh man, I don't know if another quarterback's gonna get picked.
Jordan Addison.
I'm sorry if I spoiled that for someone.
I mean, he's a great pick, but
Jordan Addison. Williams dropped quarterback at USC, and a lot of that will end up in next year's NFL draft. But Jordan Addison won the political.
Okay, Mike Garafolo. The Giants have moved up one spot, so the Giants are coming in now, not the Jaguars.
You know, one side and get Jordan Addison on the other side. It's all.
So, wait to see for the details.
That is some kind of defending a great receiver. You see Jordan Addison for number 3 when he went to USC. That had been his number at Pittsburgh when he had over 22.
All right, so here are the terms for me and Rappaport. The Giants trade 25, 160, and 240 for 24.
With all the transfer portal additions going
so they're moving up a spot.
They're moving up one spot.
Wow, they must be okay. All right. I wonder who they're concerned about taking in their spot. Would it be Dallas or Buffalo? I don't know. I would guess maybe more Dallas that they're concerned about.
Unless there's a player they didn't think would be here that's here. That's the other piece to this.
There's still a few.
So
I mean, I can see them going cornerback. I mean, they got to deal with CeeDee Lamb. They got to deal with wasn't on his name in Washington.
Terry McLaurin.
Yep. And Brown in Philadelphia, I could see that, but Brown is just ridiculously huge, so it's not like a fair matchup.
The other thing I've wondered about, and I know they took a tight end last year, but in this league, when you're really good, you get 2 tight ends. Both tight ends are still on the board too.
I do like the Giants tight ends with Dallin Waller and
you know what? I forgot about the Waller trade, so that's on me.
Yeah.
Older brother Michael, you were yelling too, okay? So how fired up are you?
Oh, I'm super fired up, man. My brother worked so hard for this, all the work that he's put into this point, man. It just, I don't know, my emotions.
I'd be so annoyed though. It's like your brother's going to the NFL. It's like, what are you doing? Oh, I'm a part-time fry cook at McDonald's. It's like, damn it.
Yeah,
probably not for long though.
Know they'll have your back. Oh.
Oh, they're going to commercial. I'm going to be annoyed if they take this pick during the commercial break.
Well, in the first round, they usually don't.
And tomorrow's draft is at night also, correct?
Tomorrow's night, rounds 2 and 3 are at night as well.
Okay.
One, when it comes to our growth. We can't open a new shop or a new location.
Well, the Giants pick is in. And now we play the waiting game. Coming off a really impressive year. Jeff, what did you think of the Daniel Jones extension and franchise tagging Saquon Barkley?
Well, I'm hoping that Barkley will sign I'm hoping a deal can get done for Barkley so he doesn't have to sign the franchise tag. Because I guess they said he's not going to sign it, so they got to work out something. I was fine with the Daniel Jones extension because, well, one, unless they were willing to give up the house to move all the way up to take a top tier quarterback, there was really nothing that they could have done. And to trade for, who were they willing to trade for? That, Derek. For Derek Carr, he's all right. I mean, he's okay. I wouldn't have given up the farm for him, or Jimmy G. I wouldn't have, just looking statistically, and I like his heart, and I just hope that he has more passing yards this year. So I was fine with that, So I knew he was going to have a good year last year. The minute they said they were declining the option on his last year, I was like, oh, he's going to have the best year of his career now.
Well, and that's where the hire of Brian Dable comes in.
Yep.
Because that really fixes a lot of the issues he had. So
we'll
see what the Giants do here at 24.
Yep. The cut down the cut down of all the fumbles and things like that is huge. I mean, it seemed like what was his first and second year. It's like if you breathed on him wrong, he was going to fumble the ball. But I think in 2021, I forget the percentage, but they said a good high percentage of his fumbles were all from non-design plays. So like when he had to break out of the pocket.
By making the NFL draft. Big bucks, no whammies. May all your dreams come true. Especially if you're getting drafted by my team, Patriots. But I'm not biased. Not at all. You're all winners in my eyes. Whatever your position, whatever your team, in this moment, it's your moment. Go out there and get them. Tell Coach Belichick I say hi. Stop it.
Draft tonight, they got Christian Gonzalez, great value pick, swimming out of Oregon. That's here in Kansas City, New York Giants are on the clock. College game day covering the NFL draft. Let's find out who the Giants will take.
The 2023 NFL draft.
The Jacksonville Jaguars have traded its 24th pick to the New York Giants. With the 24th pick in the 2023 NFL Draft, the New York Giants select Deontay Banks, defensive back.
Okay, I'll take that. That's a great pick.
Solid corner.
I'm happy with it.
Yeah, out of Maryland.
And he's from Maryland, so he's local-ish.
Yeah.
And when you take from conferences, the Big Ten, the SEC, playing against the good competition, also very important. And you got another trade because the Bills just moved up a couple of spots. So I'm going to presume receiver, unless it's another position they really like.
Yeah, Jacksonville, he's moving back.
All right, so this is from the NFL regular Twitter account. The Bills straight up to 25. The Jags get 27 at 130.
He's still developing as a player. Some of those traits you need that in the quarterback position. Deontay's got it for days. teams too, and getting the buck, and when you're working on those skills, playing on special teams, not just return guys, can be a valuable piece to give your best spot. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, sticking to the proper receivers to get away from guys. Yeah. The Jonas brothers were with us earlier. Giants fans, wonder if they're pleased with Deontay Banks.
Now, the Bills coming off a disappointing playoff loss to the Bengals last year. Won the AFC East again.
Are you a new AT&T customer looking to upgrade your phone? You're trapped, locked into your contract for 3 years. And your phone is locked into their network too. No 2-year upgrade for you, Jonathan. But T-Mobile has a way out. Introducing the Easy Unlock. Bring your AT&T locked phone and T-Mobile will pay it off and give you one of the latest 5G smartphones free. Plus, next time you're ready for an upgrade, you heard it. You're free now, little one. So
Just wait for the Bills.
Yeah. I was about to head out, but now I'm kind of curious who the Bills are going to take.
All right. So we're waiting on that. Their needs here, according to ESPN: inside linebacker, wide receiver, cornerback, guard, and defensive tackle.
Then you have issues.
I can pretty much guess this will not be defensive tackle. The other positions to be determined.
An app to fix my oven. Yep.
So,
an app to fix your oven.
We're now 2 minutes away. Bills on the clock.
And the pick is in.
Fix it.
Like you'd rather be on a quest for dragons. You need a way for jobs to venture to you. I need Indeed. Indeed you do. Create a free Indeed account, and you no longer have to choose between job searching and socializing. Indeed has thousands of employers ready to search for you.
They ordered pineapple. You gotta smell the butt to know if it's right. Precious training always in back.
Waiting.
Around? All right, chef, we gotta go get the beans. Safety that's the big, bro. Chef, they give us the beans.
Actually, they want fava beans.
You're so good at it. We get groceries. DoorDash. All right, for a whole new season of
Hopefully, I don't like when the plaintiff is funnier than me. She lost it when she started talking. Exception to that's my verdict.
Interesting Harvey. Season premiere
Waiting.
Tuesday on ABC and stream on Hulu. NFL Plus brings you the draft like never before with exclusive content.
That's what I dreamed about. It's finally time.
Plus expert analysis. He can do it all. And behind the scenes access all off season.
Just trying to build that consistency.
NFL Plus. Get it all for $4.99 this off season.
Aerial coverage of the NFL Draft Live provided by Goodyear. Takes pride in reaching this destination. Goodyear is for driven. Close to the end of the first round here. Kansas City, the NFL Draft. Sports Center on ESPN. I'm 11:30 Eastern Time. Scott Van Pelt is your host. We'll have extensive reaction to the various picks. Biggest difference makes of Mark Jacksonville. Sports Center with SBC after the draft. Coming over on ESPN. Before Will to make the next selection, but it's been a long night for Kentucky quarterback Will Levis. Many thought he would be a top 5 pick.
I wonder if Levis is putting on an act. Like he knows the camera's on him, so he's trying to. Like,
It's kind of why I feel bad for the kid.
It was like when Rodgers was when they kept bypassing Rodgers, you could see as it went on, you could see in his face, he's like, swear to God.
he was getting agitated. I kind of wonder if that's
I'm sure he's fine. I'm seeing him sitting there with one's, I'm assuming his mother, the other one who just stood up. Yeah, he's fine. He's doing just fine. The lady on by his side. He's doing good. She's like, I got up because you're a second round pick now.
Too soon. All right, so Bill's pick is in. And oh boy.
So Dalton Kincaid, tight end.
I absolutely 150% love it.
Dalton Kincaid, tight end.
Wow. Great pick for them.
Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox at tight end with Davis and Diggs on the outside. Shakur, who made some big plays for them down the stretch in the slot. Okay.
I love the guy behind him going through the sea of hats trying to find the Bills hat. He keeps picking them up. I was like, which one's the Bills hat? Probably some schmo who doesn't even know what the Bills logo looks like. It's like his younger brother or something.
Probably going to be another one of those. Oh, wait, I'm going to New York. And then they land in Buffalo. Where's the skyscraper?
Yeah. What do we got out here? Oh, we got snow, freezing temperatures. Oh, we got buffalo wings. Okay. You're right. You're close to Canada, so you can have a good time.
See, that's the thing. You know, it's basically Canada, you know?
Yeah.
It's basically Canada. All right.
Well, they serve poutine everywhere over there.
I'm not disputing it.
Oh,
it's America's Canada.
They love hockey. There are hockey freaks up there.
Yeah.
All right. Now the Cowboys are on the clock. We're going to go back tight ends here. There.
He is another weapon for the Bills. Yeah, Dawson Knox already there as a tight end. A really good ability to be able to do one personnel with a couple tight ends. Jed talked about him earlier today. What I think we all love about it is his ability to run routes.
All right. Well, you guys enjoy the rest of your night.
All right, Jeff. Have a good night, man.
It was awesome
You
talking
too.
to you, man.
Good night, guys.
Peace.
With a basketball background, he can high point the ball. It just has some instinctive abilities to make plays.
All right. Oh, now, Dan, the Cowboys are on the clock.
Okay. Michael Mayer's being shown there. I don't know if he's getting a phone call.
Mm.
At some point, we're going to see these guys come off the board to win the rest of the night. Tonight, and the seventh inning. I think the Cowboys said that too. So, you saw the first, now I feel like there was a time at the beginning of this process that people were mocking Michael Mayer much earlier in the draft than he did. So, you can get very
All right. We've only got we got a couple of more picks to go, but we got the Cowboys, we've got the Jags, we've got the Bengals, the Saints, Eagles, and Chiefs will round it out as we're coming to a close on round number 1. Waiting on how about them Cowboys?
Mm-hmm.
Great year last year, second in the NFC East behind the Eagles. Lost in the divisional round of the playoffs to the 49ers. And what was a really good game.
Yeah.
So the major news this offseason out of Dallas was they cut Zeke Elliott.
Yeah.
So and
But,
Kellen Moore's out as the OC.
Yeah. I mean, tough for Zeke, yes. But I think for the Cowboys, they can always get another running back, and they can always get someone that can fit. They've done it many times before. It's just a matter of, where Zeke's going to fit.
I've read and heard they love the tight ends. That's a possibility here with Michael Mayer still on the board.
Yeah. Now, at this point of the offseason, Elliott is still free agent.
Yep.
It's going to be a tough time for him to find a home, given that a lot of these teams either have running backs or the need is not necessarily huge. But he'll find somewhere.
The one part of that on Zeke pick is in for the Cowboys is, there are reports that there are three teams you would go to: the Jets, the Eagles, Bengals. Well, the Jets never made sense because they had a decent room with Carter and Breece Hall.
Yeah, and then
the Bengals are already paying Joe Mixon, so I don't know why they pay Zeke a ton. And Philly's got their own plethora of running backs that it's not a necessity. So he may have to reevaluate some things after the draft, but that's wait and see.
Well, let's look out west for a second.
Mm-hmm.
You have the Chargers; they can use him. You have the Broncos; they can also use him. Broncos who are beefing up on offense, so they can give him more room to run. It also takes the weight off of Russ so that he doesn't have to do too much.
The team I've wondered about is Tampa. Would Tampa consider? Fournette's gone.
Yeah.
Do they consider a short-term deal with Zeke? Now, again, that all depends on if they think they can win this year, which I don't know.
I don't think they think that. If they barely squeaked last season.
Right. If they didn't have Tom Brady, they probably don't.
No, they don't come close.
Yeah.
And that division was horrible. That NFC South, that was a dreadful division. Anyone could have.
Yeah.
So, Muzzy Smith from Michigan.
Mozzie Smith, defensive lineman. Okay. A little bit surprised with Michael Mayer on the board, but now if you are a team looking for one of the tight ends, I would jump the Bengals. Here with the Jags picking here and the Bengals up next. I would jump the Bengals because I'm going to think the Bengals, if he's there, would go Michael Mayer.
Yeah, Mayer would be a great addition for the Jags, knowing that they can use a tight end. Someone that could block, someone that can catch a ball, be a very reliable receiver.
Yeah, so now on the Jaguars, great first year under Doug Peterson. Trevor Lawrence had a bounce back year,
which was expected. Yeah, Lawrence's rookie season was a waste, which sucks because he wasted a year going through a bunch of bull crap. But Doug Pearson really cleaned up the act in Jacksonville.
Yeah, did a fantastic job.
Yeah, and you can tell as the weeks went on, they got more and more confident. And then when the Titans started dropping, they knew they had a chance.
Yeah, and the other part to that, Danny's look back at that playoff game.
Yeah.
Not just against the Chargers where they never said they'd quit. Look at the game they played against the Chiefs.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were competitive in that game. I love what they have offensively with ETN. They're going to have Calvin Ridley next year after he got reinstated. Evan Ingram got the franchise tag. I would think this pick is defense if I'm the Jags. Whether it's corner, pass rush, or whatever they want to do.
Yeah, it's not the worst idea. But also going with an offensive weapon would be huge for Trevor.
Could do that too.
Pick is in.
And they could use another wideout.
Mm-hmm. Man, the Burger King commercials just wow, annoying.
No, I am sorry.
There are these like memes going on close to playoff time, where it's like every time there's like an interception, the Burger King commercial comes on, and we have to hear it.
Burger King commercials. So, as we continue to wait on the Jags, whose pick is it?
Mm-hmm.
They've traded down twice before making this selection, so they accumulated more picks just to, move down.
Yeah, getting back to my earlier point about the Commanders and Sam Howell.
Mm-hmm.
I know you guys were like, well, quarterback. Do they put some competition for Sam Howell, who's unproven? Well, Ron Rivera is telling a bunch of reporters right now that they are committed for Howell to be QB1.
I think that's smart. You took him for a reason. Let's see what the kid's got. And if he's not your answer,
it does not hurt them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what the Commanders are going to be this season. So in a year where you don't know what you are, I want to see Howell out there possibly kick some ass. And let's say he doesn't do well. Okay, well, that's just year one. He had some time last year when he had Heineke and Carson Wentz in there, so that helps. I don't know how much it helped, but it helps.
All right, so the Jags pick in. You're right on how I'm willing to give him a chance, mainly because he's on my dynasty team. But I would be willing to give him an opportunity because I'll say I love the Commanders' weapons.
Yeah,
Terry McLaurin is so good, and I still think he's underrated. Jahan Dotson had a really nice rookie year. They may need an upgrade at tight end, which, that's fine. You could do that through the draft. You have the two-headed running back monster with Gibson and I don't know, I'm forgetting on the other running back, but you had Gibson did his thing the past couple of years. So just that defense has enough talent too, where that team could be competitive.
Anton Harrison. He's the offensive line guy.
Offensive line. Okay. I don't hate this with the news of the Cam Robinson suspension that might be coming down.
Yeah.
So
right.
big nasty.
Yeah. But just getting back to the Commanders for a second.
Yeah.
I just think that they're in a good spot to sort of test things out a little bit more.
Yep. And let's be totally honest, once this sale goes through and Josh Harris becomes the official owner of the team, everyone who's on the roster and everyone who's on that coaching staff, they're under evaluation because this is an owner who did not hire them.
Exactly.
So
and I mean, in that Eric Bieniemy hire becomes so much more valuable.
Yeah. And that was great. I'm still disappointed he hasn't gotten a head coaching job, but
yeah, I know.
You know what?
What do you? Yeah, it's odd. It's odd that he has not gotten licks, but I'm glad that Ron Rivera sort of gave him that little compromise. He has power over the offense, and let's see what type of coach he can be. What do you think about Chase Young not getting picked up on his computer option?
I think it's really interesting, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because he's been hurt, and I think the injuries take a toll.
It's tough. He's missed
on it, but
22 games last couple of seasons.
Right. So they're smart in that. If he plays well this year, though, I'm not convinced of giving him big time edge rusher money. I would want to give him, if I could, because I know other teams are going to be involved. I'd like to see if I can get him a bridge deal, 2 to 3 years, and see, hey, is this the way we should go?
Yeah. If he becomes a free agent and Quentin Williams becomes a free agent, I'll be conflicted. Do we sign our homegrown guy? Or let's say Chase Young has not necessarily the year he had in his rookie season and the year after before he got injured. But if he gives you a third of what he was, I'd be conflicted. Maybe you could go out Chase Young. Give him a small deal to prove it.
I think Chase Young is the definition of what the 2023 season means for the Washington Commanders.
Yeah.
It's a prove it year for everybody. For Sam Howell, for Ron Rivera, too. So it's the words up in the locker room are, prove it. Prove your worth to Josh Harris. Prove that you belong on this team and you could be a building block for what this franchise hopes to become. Because if you don't, you're probably out the door. And for Ron Rivera, who I have a ton of respect for, and I think he's a really good coach, I don't know if he gets another head coaching opportunity. So, oh boy.
And Clemson, defensive end. Okay.
Miles Murphy to the Bengals at 29. A little bit shocked that it wasn't Michael Mayer, but okay.
Bengals last season made it to the AFC Championship game. Again. Facing the Chiefs again. This time the Chiefs took that match.
And those two teams are the standard bearer in the AFC and the NFL. So,
yeah.
We got 3 picks left: the Saints, the Eagles, and the Chiefs. Here's the thing I find interesting. The longer Will Levis falls, and Chris Mortensen had something before on Twitter about Will Levis. Let me just see if I can refind it.
Meanwhile, Nolans, the Saints.
All right, so here's the tweet from Mortensen. Will Levis's left toe that caused him to miss 2 games last year was, quote, problematic for one team that considered him. Levis says the toe is healed and good to go. Another team believes Levis could manage it, but thought surgery would need discussion after season. Levis has disagreed. So the toe of Will Levis looks like that's being something.
They're concerned about a toe.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Joe Namath, when he was drafted and signed with the Jets, was given a short career timeline because he had knee issues. The Jets took a gamble knowing that Joe Namath's knee could blow at any time. And nowadays, these people are worried, these teams are worried about toes.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
It's odd. It's odd.
I don't disagree with you, but here the Saints are now on the clock. I gotta tell you, I don't think if you're the Saints and you thought Michael Mayer would be there at 29, I think that's got to be the pick.
Yeah.
Get Derek Carr another weapon.
That's what I'm about to say. Because Derek Carr, I don't think he has enough there.
You got Chris Olave, who had a really good rookie season. Who knows what's going to go on with Alvin Kamara?
Yeah.
And that whole situation. So, then the Eagles and Chiefs will wrap up round 1. Rounds 2 and 3 tomorrow, and then rounds 4 through 7 will be Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
We will do an episode of the Wishbone Shotgun podcast sometime next week, recap the draft, and go over some of the finer points that we had. So we thank everyone for watching and listening to this episode. Wishbone Shotgun Podcast, part of the Sports Insanity Network. Go to the website, www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. We have blogs. Check out our YouTube channel, which we're on now, for some vlogs. So check it all out. Let us know what you think. Listen to the podcasts, Spotify, Google, wherever you get your podcasts.
And we thank everyone for sticking with us. Keep up the insanity. It was insane tonight. That beginning of the first round was nuts.
It was.
Texans trading up, Cardinals trading up. Well, trading back and trading up.
The Texans making that splash at the top, Stroud and then Will Anderson.
Yeah,
that's a statement.
That's a team that wants to rebuild and rebuild right.
Yeah, they for the first time in a long time they have a plan.
Yeah,
and
get a good coach. You obviously have a good GM. You know, and now you're going to surround them with dogs. Saints pick is in.
Saints pick is in. Come on, Michael. Come on down, Michael Mayer.
And a quick hockey note, VGK 4-0.
And listen, breakaway bands, we're going to do first round recap at some point.
Yeah.
Interesting offseason ahead, Winnipeg Jets.
Mm-hmm.
Very interesting. I love the nucleus of that team, but they haven't gotten over the hump. So I wonder if some changes are on the horizon there.
And then let's say the Rangers actually lose the series to the Devils. How much of a very big disappointment that will be.
It'd be a failure. It would be an abject failure. Now, look, this it's not because the Devils are a bad team. The Devils are a very good team, but the Rangers had control of the series when they went up 2-0.
Yeah.
And now they can't score, and it's a tough situation. The only person I'm not putting this on is Igor Shesterkin. It's the only person I will not put that on.
We see defensive tackle Clemson. Go white boy.
Brian Breeze. Okay. Clemson guys back to back. I am very interested, not just in Will Levis, but Michael Mayer potentially falling out here.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm going to talk to a team here at the top of the second round, Detroit, I'm looking at you. Maybe you want to move up here or even think about Mayer. That would be the one. Arizona's got Ertz. Seahawks have front. The Colts could use another receiver if they want to. Rams have Higbee. You know what? With the luck of everything that's gone on, Michael Mayer is not going to get taken here by the Eagles, or if someone gets moved up, and the Chiefs are just going to snatch him up with that next pick, and that's how the first round is going to end, leaving everyone with their jaws on the floor. As we wait on the Eagles pick.
So Eagles are on the clock again.
Yeah, this is their regular pick for going to the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Well, they ain't picking a quarterback, so I don't know why they're showing Will Levis.
They're going to keep showing him, and I feel so bad for this kid.
It's brutal. It's brutal to watch. Point 1% chance he'll be out of the top. Oh my God.
So we're waiting on the Eagles and then the Chiefs to close out round one. So, but it's been a fun night.
Mm-hmm. I had a lot of fun.
It's been a fun night. So, as we keep. As the clock is ticking towards 4 minutes on the Eagles, with the second to last pick of round number one of the 2023 NFL draft.
Yeah.
I also wonder if a team might be on the phone with them, or if they're just going to take the best player they feel. And yes, I've been surfing Twitter just to make sure there is no trade going down. Trickling down to 3 minutes. Eagles went to the Super Bowl, lost to the Chiefs in what was another epic game. After coasting their way through the playoffs, really. Went right through the Giants in the divisional round. And, went right through the Niners despite Brock Purdy's injury. The Niners defense was not up to their standard. So
Eagles war room looks like they're okay. They're clapping.
So
Going back to Jalen Carter for a second. He's an emotional
Oh,
moment.
I just thought of something. What if they take Nolan Smith and they go both Georgia defenders in the first round? Oh my.
That'd be hilarious, bro.
Oh. Picks in.
Sticking with the Washington area for a second. 4 local Washington area prospects were selected in the first round in the NFL draft.
Deontay Banks.
The latest guy that was picked from Frederick, Maryland.
Okay, Frederick was Maryland. I didn't know that. That's the only one I knew was from the area because they say state near Maryland. So
DMV represent. Oh my God. What the hell?
I can only imagine what was said or what is going on.
If your boys are playing at the same time, all you have to do is flip it and it takes the decision out of your hand. All right, Ryan?
I just wish they would announce the picks and not go through some of the other stuff.
Yeah, who cares? Nolan Smith.
Another Georgia guy. Howie Roseman. You sneaky man, you.
Oh my god. And then the Chiefs. Here we go.
All right, Chiefs, last pick of the first round. Boy.
Been a long night.
Long night. And as we come to, I'll say this because I know everyone loves doing winners and losers post draft. There are three teams that stand out: Philly, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. Now, Baltimore, because they got the Lamar thing done. That is the biggest thing, and again, Zay Flowers and Houston.
Yeah.
You come out of this with C.J. Stroud and Will Anderson. That is a massive, massive W for Nick Caserio, D'Amico Ryans, and company. It really is.
And they could have left with one of two.
Yep. And they come up with both.
They were aggressive in this draft.
Yeah, and you gotta love it.
Yeah. And I mean, you're dead on about the Ravens too. Look, Ravens, you get your man for long term in Lamar. I mean, there was no doubt that he was going to stay there. It was just a matter of monetary, financial stuff. And then now you beefed up your weapons to help him out.
Yeah, so those right now are for me the three winners of the night. There are other picks I loved. I love the Dalton Kincaid pick.
Yeah. Now the Super Bowl champs.
What do you get the team that has just about everything?
I don't know.
Do they go need or do they go best player available?
I mean, I don't know. Did the Chiefs need anybody?
I mean, if they love a receiver here, I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah, I mean, they did. I mean, I don't know how much low of a loss Hardman was, but
Just to bring it up, round two that starts tomorrow. The first couple of picks will be the Steelers, Cardinals, Lions, Colts, Rams, Seahawks, Raiders, Panthers, Saints, Titans. Those are the first 10 picks tomorrow night in round two. We also have round three tomorrow night as well.
yeah.
We'll see some teams we didn't see tonight. We'll see Denver for the first time. When they pick 67-68, we'll see the Rams for the first time. We'll see the Dolphins for the first time. And we'll see the Cleveland Browns for the first time tomorrow night. So, as we are sitting here waiting on the Chiefs,
They're taking
who have about 90 seconds left on the clock.
a long ass time for a pick, man.
You got a field for Will Levis.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine falling out of the first round when you were expected to be taken early in the first round? It's devastating.
Yeah, I feel bad for him.
But you dust your shoulders and you move forward, and
Right.
the best.
And you know what? Hopefully it motivates him.
Yeah. Honestly, if the Jets are so done with Zach Wilson, I would pick up Levis. Just for the hell of it.
Well, that all depends on contract stuff with Wilson, and but Chiefs pick is in, and now we'll play the wing. I understand your point on Zach Wilson. I wouldn't be willing to give up on him either, and I do think maybe benching him can humble him in a good way.
Well, the point that I'm trying to make is that everyone, all last year when the Jets were struggling, the blame went only to him. And it's because they just had this vendetta against him because of what his comments after the Patriots game.
Mm-hmm.
And I just felt that's just not fair. Look, I'm not saying Zach Wilson wasn't bad. No, he was terrible to end the season. I think everyone and their mom would say that. Everyone in Zach Wilson's mom would say that. But the point that I'm trying to make is you can't place the blame only on him when you have a defense that underachieved, when you have a running game that underachieved, when you had a coaching staff that made wrong decisions after wrong decisions. So I just felt that the criticism, while necessary, I felt that placing all the blame on him, which is what people did, it was just unfair. So that's why I think he deserves another chance to redeem himself. I don't think we've seen enough of Wilson. He's played less than 2 seasons. Way less than 2 seasons.
I think you said the key, the coaching staff.
Yeah.
I think Salah has the potential to be a good coach, but this defense at big times would not come up with big plays. They don't force turnovers. And the game I look back at the game at home against the Lions.
Yeah.
You're winning that game and you give up that touchdown to Brock Wright in the final minutes.
Exactly.
And it's just like, that's not a top defense doesn't give that up.
And you wasted a good game with Zach Wilson, too. That was a good game from Wilson. He didn't have a bad game.
Is it Zach Wilson's fault when the defender gets called for an unnecessary roughness? Is it Zach Wilson's fault, when a lot of these things happen? No, but I think now with Aaron Rodgers into the fold, I'm not blaming Zach Wilson, but I think the pressure now shifts, not even from Aaron Rodgers, because he knows the pressure. The pressure shifts to Robert Saleh.
Yes.
And now he has to figure out, can he work with this under pressure?
And look, now that you have your quarterback, again, everyone blamed the quarterback. The whole issue the entire season was the quarterback. Okay, well, you have your quarterback. Now everyone else has to walk it. The coaching staff has to walk it. The offense has to walk it. The defense has to walk it. If they don't, then what are we complaining about? Felix Enudike Uzama.
Edge rusher out of Kansas State goes to the Kansas City Chiefs, who did cut Frank Clark during this offseason. So maybe his replacement, unless they decide to bring him back for less money. So that'll do it for the first round. Round 2 starts tomorrow night. So that'll do it. Actually, that'll do it for this live edition Wishbone Shotgun podcast, part of the Sports Insanity Network. Listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcasts. Listen to all SIM podcasts, Google, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Check out the website, www.thesportsinsanitynetwork.com. Blogs, logs, planes, trains, and automobiles. Meet the crew. Follow us on social media at S Insane Real, or is it S Insanity? S Insanity Real. You can follow the podcast at SIN/podcast names. So,
yep, just look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Feedback, more than welcome. They have the YouTube page, which we're on now. Good content for like this. But thank you, everyone, for listening to this. For Dan and everyone who hopped on. Tom, Patch, Jeff, Allison, Noah, Bill. I'm Mike Rifkin. Have a great day, great night, everybody. And enjoy the rest of the NFL draft.